maybe sweeping floors overnight in a building somewhere that we could put instead of her. Is there anyone, please?
No, that's right.
No,
there wasn't.
No, there wasn't. Not a single vote. Not one for her as a candidate.
Has been cast at all.
Not at all. The party of democracy completely obliterated democracy in installing her in this position.
They're doing it to say.
Yeah, right. Well, sometimes you have to do that. You have to. We had to abandon the free market to save the free market.
Exactly right.
Now we're abandoning democracy to save democracy. So it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Yeah. She also.
I just want to be able to control this for when I get to people.
President Joe Biden.
Yeah, we want that over here. That's why we got rid of it.
The fact that we have traveled together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary, as history will show.
Yeah.
And your character
Yeah,
is
'cause they'll fill it in.
inspiring. And Doug and I love you and
As
Jill,
history
and I'm
will
forever
show.
thankful to you both.
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear that? As history will show. Right? As history will show. Right then and there. They're letting you know. They're filling them history books in that Joe Biden will go down as not the worst president in history, but as one of the greatest. You heard Nancy Pelosi say they should put him up on what's that mountain called? Mount Rushmore. Yeah, they should put a bust of him on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, I'll bust something on Mount Rushmore if his face is on it. Joe Biden. You piece of shit. I was just listening to this woman. And this woman was talking about how Kamala Harris is claiming the black vote because now she's black, right? Well, when it benefited her when she first went into Congress, she claimed to be the first Indian woman. She claimed to be the first Indian woman, right? But now she wants to be, how you doing there? Good morning to you. But now she wants to be the first black woman because she needs the black vote to get the presidency. Well, I just heard this woman say, she asked the question in her live, how many men feel comfortable with Kamala Harris leading them? What's up, Eric? Morning to you, bro. I'm gonna text you today. Anyway, right? How many of y'all feel comfortable with a woman leading y'all? Right? That ultimately, there's the question. If I don't end my live in 5 minutes, I'll be banned. Alright. That can't be the same Eric that I know, yo. Nah, you good, bro. I appreciate it. Hey, whatever, dog. Anyway, right. So the question is how many of you men feel comfortable with a woman leading you? And this was a woman that asked this question, right? Are we really ready for that? Do you know how dramatic of a change that will be? Look at how the times have changed already with women wanting to be leaders. Like, I don't believe a woman should be a cop. I don't believe a woman should be a judge, right? Women menstruate. When they menstruate, they get mad. They get attitudes. They get vengeful, right? I mean, women are different than men are. We act justly. Women are, so I read this book. It was called The Art of Loving, right? In the book it says, a mother's love is contagious like a disease. Listen, think about that, right? A mother's love is contagious like a disease. Now think about mom's love, right? There is no love like mom's love. There's no woman in your life that'll be like your mother, right? The only, I mean, real life, like, that's the one that, yeah, at least you would think so anyway. What do I know about the Carhartt brand? So, you know, it distracted me with that dumb shit. So if a mother's love is infectious like a disease, meaning that it's unconditional. No matter what her child does, she will love that child no matter what. No matter what, she will love that child. But a father's love is just. For he shall love his kid, but he will be just in punishing them to make it to help them to grow, to achieve. Now look what they've done in society. Since the Democrats got hold right, it's okay for a kid to call the cops when the parents got to bust their ass because, I don't know, they snuck out the window, or 13 years old came home pregnant, or, I mean, you know, now what? You got to go, first and foremost, I don't believe in abortion. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. Let's go back and listen to Pat for a little bit.
And to Coach Tim Walls.
Coach Tim Walls. That's unbelievable. Pathetic.
You are going to be an incredible vice president.
It's not true.
Is he gay? I heard somebody ask that. Is Tim Walls gay? Huh? Is Tim Walls gay? There's the question, right? Did you notice that the first one when Kamala announced that it was going to be Tim Walls, and she was up there with Doug, the first husband? Fuck. And Tim Walls was up there with his wife, right? Like, they bumped fists and hugged. Like, it wasn't no, you know, real affection there, right? Like, is it because he's gay and that's not really his wife? Is he paying for an escort? I'm just wondering. Huh? Huh. That'll make you think, though.
And to the delegates and
damn, yo, somebody took my life away. That's crazy, yo. Thank you for taking the life away. I appreciate it. I don't want your life anyway.
But
If you believe in abortion and you believe in all that, you can take them likes away. I don't mind at all. You can have that shit.
Social media last night, watching the
I'd rather not give up my principles and who I am to have your life.
The phone in his hand.
That's a
Joe said,
problem.
just stand here, shut up.
it's fascinating
But-
that he's not there. I know. She hasn't been there all week until last night.
California, she's on
The
vacation.
sitting Democrat president is not.
Unbelievable. But I do want to say this. If you support what I do and you support the channel and you come back and watch the channel and you want to subscribe to the channel, please feel free. I also have a machining selection where I do hobby machining. Making models and stuff is what I'm working on getting into with it. But you're more than welcome to go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to donate to the channel, you can go into the description, and the Cash App is right there. I don't have Super Chat yet. I'm working on that. I'm over 1,000 subscribers, but I ain't got the watch time yet. So let's get it. I wish I knew how to control
At the
this
DNC.
remote better.
It's unreal.
I would rather.
It's hard to believe.
It sure is.
And yet everything's fine.
No, we love
this
him.
This is democracy at its finest right now.
We
Don't
love
worry
him.
about it.
We love
Oh, love him? You bet. We love him so much. We wanted him to rest. That's why we set him aside. He needed to rest.
But he's still
nothing wrong
not
with him.
running the country. Just like
No, there's nothing wrong with him. He's in perfect health. Yeah,
Still the
and
president.
he's done a tremendous job, except for all the things he's screwed up that I have to fix. But man, what a great job he's done, you know? And I'm fixing that great job that he's done, too. Don't forget that. I'm going to fix everything he's screwed up, despite the fact that, well, the man's done a great job. There's just no doubt he's one of the most incredible, consequential presidents in American history.
Yeah,
If
he
not
fucked
the
everything
most.
up.
In modern times,
I love his
nobody better.
sarcasm.
Nobody.
And I have a question. I'm not new to America, but do you put a TV in front of the fireplace? Because that's what that TV was at Jim Biden's living room vacation home.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
it's on
yeah,
the
it's,
table. Yeah,
it is a little bit in front of
yeah.
it.
It's right in front of us. Something we just like all fake again.
It was
We-
kinda
Yeah,
weird.
it's all fake.
It's all
They
fake?
They just
Well,
slid
everything's
it
fake
over
with
the
this too. Yeah, everything's fake.
Unbelievable.
It's a pretty good catch, Chris.
Yeah, so the lighting
That's
was all wrong. So they just
The
slid the
lighting
table.
was all wrong,
They just slid
yes.
the table over.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just again another natural situation.
Right.
Organically took a photo. Hey, wait, stay right there. And they didn't move anything. They didn't go anywhere.
Right.
This is just
It's all,
what they do.
it's all a lie. It's all
Everything
a
is
lie.
a
Everything.
fat
It's
fabrication.
been a lie the whole time.
Kamala told a story about
He
what to
has
do when
fucked us
injustice
over.
happens.
But my mother never lost her cool.
For the last 4
She was
fucking
tough,
years, he has fucked us over.
Courageous, a trailblazer in the
We
fight
should
for
be
women's
happy
health.
about that.
And she taught my
He
enemies
chose to steal
a
our
lesson that
money and
Michelle
not his
mentioned the other
own.
night.
Or no other country
She taught
either.
us to never complain
The American people, he
about
chose us to
injustice,
steal our
but do
hard-working
something
money.
about it. Do something about it.
We are. We're going to make sure you don't get in office. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure you get voted out of office.
She also taught us,
She also taught us.
and she also taught us, and
Yeah.
never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote.
Well, all I can say about that is that your mom said you should have never done nothing half-assed. Well, you fucked the last 4 years up, and your mom would be very disappointed in you. The fuck is on my eye right there? Oh, that's my chin. My chin. My chin. Yo. Is that something on my eye, bro? Or is that the shadow? That's a shadow. Oh. What's up?
There's that joy coming out again. Ah, it's so joyous. Yeah.
Yeah, we heard you the first time. It's like the rat cloud. The rat cloud.
Wow. See, she said the A word, so that was really great. Yeah, it's fun, and yeah, it's sort of relatable with the vice president of the United States.
What's up?
It's that it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, your mom
that's
left
fun.
earlier,
That's
yo.
good stuff.
Crackheads are gone.
That's what you want.
Lady of the people.
Yeah, yeah. She's just like you and me. The joy.
Should have got here a
Just
little
the
earlier.
Joy.
You've seen her.
It's hard to express because I'm filled with so much of it right now. And I know you
See your
are
father
so,
sitting here, bro?
everyone listening right now and watching. We're also
Come on, Matt,
joyous
we
over
don't
that
do that in
joyful
here.
display in the last
We don't
4
talk
days.
about drugs in here, bro.
Then, yes, as you
I'm
brought
not
up,
even going to start out on the
she's-
bus and back. I'm going to let y'all know we don't talk about drugs in here. Nah, just some head. I wouldn't touch that nasty pussy, bro. That pussy's nasty after spitting your ugly ass out. You know. Stop playing.
Surprisingly, accepted the nomination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know this was going to happen.
That's why I asked.
Well, yeah, everything was on pins and needles. Will she actually accept the nomination, or
Well played,
is she just
sir.
going to say no thanks?
Well played.
That was really nice of you, but no, thank you. Well, let's see. Let's make sure.
And so, on behalf of the people,
Well played, my man.
On behalf of the people.
Love you too,
What
bro.
people? On the three people that installed you in this?
Certainly isn't the people that voted for Joe Biden.
No, on behalf of Nancy Pelosi.
We got Australia.
I accept.
Mate,
Schumer's out of you
I
out
see
there,
you
you
said
had
mate.
zero.
Are you kidding? That's incredible. Again, the unmitigated gall. It's amazing how
I'm in America.
non-self-aware
Just let you know.
they are. They.
I take it
just
as Australia when
spew
you
this
say
stuff
mate.
when everybody knows. No people voted for you. Nobody. All right, let's let her finish here, because I'm on pins and needles as to whether. I mean, I heard she accepted, but I'm just not positive until I actually see the
Yeah, I
evidence
gotta
for
hear
myself.
it. Wow.
and so, on
I'm
behalf
dying to hear it.
of the people, on behalf
No,
of every
don't support
American,
Palestine.
regardless of party,
I don't support Israel.
race,
I don't support the war in any way, shape, or form. I'm about the United States. I think the Americans should get their nose out of everything and worry about what's going on in the United States of America.
On
Period.
behalf of Americans like the people I grew up with.
Good gosh.
People
Just yes or no? Do you want it or do you not?
That's not up for me to decide. I'm more worried about my homeless people.
On behalf of everyone.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the fact that Christians think it's okay to go have abortions.
In the greatest nation on earth. I accept your nomination.
There it is. Wow.
When we're,
Yeah.
The shocking end.
Yeah.
I'm
Man, I'm fired
confused,
up and
right?
joyful now.
Yes.
Y'all can hear this, right?
Else, but well, I think everybody is. I think everybody is. Let me tell you about the Jace case. Jace is hosting an exclusive giveaway right now.
Oh, that's not us. I ain't worried about that. I don't do advertisements. We ain't doing no goddamn one. Jay's case. That's not part of
I would not be surprised if she actually fought to stop there. She may wrap it up right there.
Because we heard nothing about policy.
Nope.
Where do you stand on any issue? Now you backtracked on a lot of them. You flip-flopped on lots of
And
things.
has she? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
She claims to have.
I guess her surrogates are out talking about what she believes, but we have
I
seen
can
no
suck the
interview from
dick
her.
out of
Yeah.
the dick. Right
Or
on.
have her give any
You know,
kind
Joe
of
River.
speech of substance.
The one
should
thing
be
we
proud of
have
yourself,
heard
bro.
concretely is that she stole.
I don't
Donald
care
Trump's
about that. I'm not gay. I'm not
of
transgender.
No tips.
That don't affect
or
me in no
tax
way.
tips. That's the only thing she said so far.
Excuse me.
But she
I don't care
promises
what
to
you
be
suck.
a president for all.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
put a thumbs up in the chat and up your ass. And I really don't give a shit. And if you support the channel, the Cash App is in the description.
I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always
She's a
trust
liar.
me.
Oh, sure.
There it is.
Thank you for that.
You can trust
Oh,
me.
my. Oh.
You can trust me.
Sacred. America's fundamental principles, from the rule
This is a
of
people's
law
channel, bro.
to
This
free
ain't no,
and fair
it's a
elections,
people's
to
channel.
the peaceful transfer
This ain't no
of
racism
power.
here.
No. Okay. It's all
But
about
do
the
I support
August
that?
riots on January 6th.
I don't.
That's
Who
all it
unites
is.
us around our highest aspirations. A president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense, and always
Introduce
fights
us to that person
for
if
the
you would. 'cause
Please.
American people.
I'm not looking at it right now. I'm not looking at that person at all.
At
That
all.
person coming out, is that the special guest?
Unbelievable.
Don't tease us like this. Bring them out. Bring him or her. Bring them out.
Yeah, no.
Love to see him. I really would. Wow. Now, remember this, when she admitted she's a radical, let's remind you of when she was being a little bit honest.
Eddie, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing and take it seriously.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Right.
Wow, that was when she was a prosecutor.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
People away.
She was pretty young then.
Yeah.
She shared why she became a lawyer, too. I'm sure this is tender and touching and beautiful.
My parents had met at a civil rights gathering, and they made sure that we
That's where
learned
it
about
pause it for
civil
a second.
rights.
Isn't that, you know, that's something we all share in common.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know why she said it. I mean, all share that.
Everybody can relate to that. I mean, my parents, whose parents didn't meet at a civil rights rally? And I'd love to hear from you if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, there's like about it.
I can't imagine it. That's the only thing I ever hear is, hey, how'd your parents meet? Civil rights rally. Oh, okay. Yeah, the usual.
Civil rights rally.
All right, let's let her
There's like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley.
No, I love Constance Baker Motley.
Those
Oh,
who
God.
gathered in the courtroom
I'm sick of
to make
it.
real the promise of America.
Who the hell is
at a young
Constance
age,
Baker out?
I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Wow.
And when it came
What's
time
going
to
on,
choose
guys? How y'all
the
doing
type
so far
of
today?
law
You
I
having a
would
good morning?
pursue,
You had your
I
coffee yet?
reflected on a pivotal moment in my life.
Ready to talk about this shit yet?
See, when I was in high school,
Right, so-
I started to notice something
How
about my
excited
best
are y'all
friend
for
Marcia.
Kamala Harris? From
She was
that?
sad at school,
Oh, no.
and there were times she
No.
didn't want to go home.
Oh.
So one day I asked if everything was all right,
How come you don't want to go
and she
home?
confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather.
Ooh, that is.
And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did.
Yo, I don't know how to
This is one of the reasons
Yo,
I
I'm just
became a
glad you're not in
prosecutor,
front of me sometimes.
to protect people like
Well,
Wanda,
welcome.
because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice.
I don't believe that.
Not at all. Everybody should have
Do you believe
safety.
that? That's nonsense.
I mean,
That everyone has a right to safety? No.
I mean, now that you
Come on.
said it out loud, I guess I can come
Yeah.
along. I don't like
It's
saying
stupid. I don't want everyone to have that right. There's just a select few of people who look exactly like me and think exactly
That
like
should
me.
have
Right.
That should have, you know, the right to.
The right to safety.
What a dumb. It's just so tiresome. Agonizing. Like we're supposed to be so inspired.
On your
by
knees?
all of this
You have
garbage
frostbite on your
that
knees,
spills out of
Joe?
our face.
Yes.
And it's been spilling out of every face at this convention. It's really something. But she's never given up. Tell you that right now. She's never given up. Why? Well, she'll tell you why.
These fights were not easy, and neither were the elections that put me in those offices.
Unlike this particular.
We
Yeah,
were
right.
underestimated at practically every turn. But we never gave up. Because the future is always worth
You
fighting
ain't answer my
for.
question though, Joe.
Yeah.
Did you get frostbite on your knees?
That's the fight we are in right now. A fight for America's future.
That's true.
You know you ain't get it on your
That's
lips.
the first thing she said so
Nasty
far.
fuck.
No doubt about it. Yeah, we are in a fight for the future right now. Are we going to stop with having a future by electing her? Or
Right.
Are we gonna? Are we going to have a future that Americans recognize? We wouldn't recognize America with another 4 years of this kind of stuff.
No kidding. No kidding.
I mean, it has to happen. This is just, we're in such dangerous territory.
Crazy.
I just saw a poll yesterday
Very
where they claimed she's 6 points ahead.
No way. I
6
saw that.
points.
And then
I
the
couldn't
rest
even
of
bring
them.
myself to click on
The
it.
rest of them all,
Come on.
Kamala's
Yeah.
so are even
Right.
Kamala's ahead of
Old
Donald
Texan,
Trump.
No.
Old
Rasmussen
Texas
poll that was just released.
Tex man, absolutely.
Shows Trump
I'm with you
49-46
100%,
over
Trump,
Harris.
bro.
So he's up by 3, but that's closer
Trump
than
all
it's
the
been.
way.
But you know what? With all the negative
I'm
press
watching
he
Pat
receives
Gray
compared
listen to this
the positive
bullshit
press
DMC
he
right
gets,
now talking about
we
it
went
on
over
here. How you
yesterday,
feeling?
84 to 11.
Yeah.
For in favor
Is
of her,
is
positive
Waltz
press.
gay?
And
Should be better.
it should be more than that. And the momentum of the DNC and all of that, and it's still this kind of race, that might be telling. So
Megan's not worried at all, Cindy.
and joy. Of course, don't forget the joy. Because the joy is really important right now. We gotta go joy.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what is
She's
dead.
definitely a coward, bro. But listen, this is what I was wondering, right? So, something was brought to my attention the other day, and I was thinking about it, right? Did you notice at the first one, when she announced him as being a vice president, right? His wife didn't even want to really hug him. She didn't even want to hug him, period. She didn't want to hug him. She fist bumped him pretty much, right? Shook his hand. Well, when do wives do that, right? And then, is he paying for it? Is he really gay? I mean, I'm just wondering. Let's see here, what we got going on here. If you guys support the channel at all, I don't have super chat yet. I'm over 1,000 subscribers, but I gotta get my watch time up and all that. So if you support it, what you call it? There's the Cash App link is in the description. No, I doubt it, Cindy. I doubt it. I don't think so. Which earbuds? I got the Samsung earbuds. I only got one in though. I got the TV playing so we can listen to that. Why is he horrible though, Cindy? Tell me why he's horrible. Because he's beating the shit out of the Democrats? Because he's making everybody aware of their bullshit? Well, I mean, let's talk about it, Cindy. I mean, we ain't got to argue or get, hyped up or nothing like that. We could talk about it. Why is he nasty, though? A nasty bully. What makes him a nasty bully? I mean, listen, he ain't come out and start making no, they tried to accuse him of humping the couch. They tried to turn the hillbillyology around on him. When he wasn't running for vice president, they loved it. But when they started running for vice president, they started attacking him. You know what I'm saying? Where is he a sexual predator? Where did that come in, Cindy? I mean, Matthew. Why you say that, Matthew? I know. Not really. There is no mics. Right. Where's the proof, Cindy? That's what I'm saying. Listen, old Texan tech man said, Cindy, where's the proof? What makes him a sexual predator? No, listen, bro. First and foremost, okay, hold on a second. Donald Trump was also loved by the Democratic Party when he was giving them all that money. When he wanted to run for the presidency, they told him no. So he said, I'll run as a Republican then. I'm going to run. You're not going to stop me. Anybody should be able to run for the presidency if they meet the requirements. There's one requirement to me to become a president. Right. Proof or evidence, or shut the fuck up. I'm brain dead. How? How am I brain dead? I'm giving you evidence. You're giving me nothing. That makes sense. Convince me I'm brain dead so you can just be stupid. Very good, Cindy. Makes sense to me. Who gave him money? Right. Not only was the case dismissed, right, but here's the thing. So even if he was convicted, right, he claimed to never have sex with her. She agreed not to never talk about it, and then wrote a book. So all Stormy Daniels was trying to do was get that bread. And then the broad that claimed rape, are you serious, Cindy? 42 years later? He's unhinged, really. Have you listened to Joe Biden's last speech? Come on, man. Listen, I understand you don't like him, Cindy, right? But this is what we got to think about. This is what we got to think about. We got to think about common sense right now, right? Do we want to have another 4 years of what's been going on, Cindy? Another 8 years? Because if she gets in office, it'll be 8. If Trump gets in office, it'll be 4. Right? But do we want to go through another 8 years of what's been going on? Joe Biden isn't the race. Seriously? Joe Biden was never the race, Cindy. He was never the race. Kamala's been doing this shit since day one. Let's be honest here. Half the shit that's been done, he don't even know about. He don't even know about it. That's exactly what it was, the Kamala and Obama show. That's right. But my thing is this, why would anybody want another 8 years of it? She was vice president. She could stop most of it now. Joe Biden wouldn't fight her. They already fucked him over. Reba Fluff, you are delusional. How am I delusional? Has Harris done it in 3 years? Please explain. Okay, there you go. Tell me what she's done in 3 years, Cindy. Kamala Harris. We won't even talk about Biden no more. Let's just stay on Kamala. Everybody else has. Let's just stay on Kamala. Yeah, he bowed out gracefully. I've seen people get extorted plenty of times. That's a nice way to put it. Well, I'm kept up. Where are you at, Cindy? I know she's been vice president. She's been president. Pence didn't need to do nothing. Yo, there's too much stupid talk going on at one time. I got this other Reba Fluff, whatever the fuck it is. Listen, Reba Fluff. First and foremost, let me say this to you. The reason why Pence didn't endorse Trump is because they started beefing when they erected the fake news at that January 6th bullshit. But anyway, this is what I'll say to you. Pence, they put Pence in the vice presidency because they wanted to keep an eye on Trump. And there's a difference between Pence and Kamala. And the difference was Trump and Biden. Jax Attacks. What's up, Jax? Just talking to some peoples, man, about this election stuff going on, trying to make some people aware. No. You are insane. Report this channel for misinformation. Are you serious? Yo, you gotta go. I'll see you. See ya. I'm talking about what's going on. We're having a conversation. You're talking about reporting my channel for misinformation. That would be like me reporting you for misinformation for talking on my channel. I'm for, in my description it says Trump2024. So when you come in here, you know what you're coming into. I'm talking about Trump. That's crazy. Misinformation. I don't give out no misinformation. I give out what's going on with current time. We're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is this? Yo, come on, bro. I hate when this stuff happens, you know? It ain't my TV, it's my cousin's TV, so it's I don't know how to operate it properly. Alright. Now, let's...
Was, discovered? Or did he believe this then? He just wouldn't say anything about it because, hey, I'm CNN, so I'm not going to upset the apple. Was, discovered? Or did he believe... Well, the hosts of MSNBC have decided to tell us all what masculinity
Dave
really
what's
is.
up?
And I don't know about you, but when Rachel Maddow tries to define masculinity, I, for one, I pay attention. Also, last night at the DNC, Chris Cuomo with an actual impressive display of creativity and truthfulness, describing exactly what's going on with the political parties in our country, and we're going to let you see what it was. Also, Scott Jennings continues to knock it out of the park at CNN, calls them all out to their faces about their hypocrisy and their lies, and it's a beautiful thing to behold. Oh, Inca, your Commerce Secretary has no idea about unemployment numbers.
DG, you
and
got a
job
very,
reports
very good
and,
point
pretty
there.
much anything. But I guess that makes sense. She's part of the Biden administration. Let's get right to it. My name's Larry O'Connor.
A vote for Trump is a vote for Putin. You're still trying, huh?
Who's popping out during the show, and it's very annoying. It's annoying to me. I'm sure it's annoying to you. Hello. Thanks for watching the live stream right now, and we are live. That's why I'm futzing with equipment. We're at Rumble right now, as well as YouTube and across the X platform and Facebook. And if you're watching us live, thanks. Our live audience is huge and growing every single day. We love all those comments and likes you give us during the stream, by the way. That makes a big difference to make sure that people can see
Get
what we're
loose,
doing.
Cindy. Right on, bro.
So keep those comments going and your reactions. We love it. And when you interact with each other, it's pretty fun, too. If you're watching us after the fact...
That's about my
you,
education then,
like
Cindy. Go ahead.
So you can catch our live stream. And wherever you are, thanks for being part
Chilling,
of the
Dave.
here at Town Hall Media. Last night it was day 3 of Democratic National Convention, and Tim Walz had his
I
big
got your
oversight
vibes
for being
hanging.
Hey
yo, welcome,
Frank,
Cindy.
about whether
You're
it's
always
really
welcome to my
Comcast,
channel. I don't care if you're a
about
Democrat
what
or
he
not.
did
My
during the
mom's a
pandemic.
Democrat
He also
still.
lied about the conception
Cindy
of
is
his own
delusional.
children,
She'll be
which is a
alright
very
though.
strange thing to lie about. And the lies go on and on and on.
I can
But
tell
the
you
takeaway
that you
last
have
night,
none.
the
Have
talking
none
points
what?
that clearly
Education?
went out to everybody in the media was that Tim Walz is the definition of masculinity. And no, not that evil, toxic masculinity.
That's what I'm saying. Cindy's already with us, bro. She's doing a good job hanging in there no matter what.
This is the masculinity that we should all be striving for. You know what kind of Tim Walz masculinity
Nah,
I'm talking
Cindy,
about?
you're right.
Here,
I'm not
let's take a look.
educated at all.
Tim Walz.
I dropped out of the kindergarten. There it is. He looks like Richard Nixon from behind. You just got to throw the 2 fingers up,
Yeah,
and it'll be him.
That's the new kind of masculinity we're all supposed to love.
Yeah, I dropped out of the kindergarten.
At least the walk-on music was John Mellencamp, right? I mean, it could have been Elton John or Queen or a certain part of David Bowie's career. Anyway, after he delivered his speech, Alex Wagner and the gaggle of gals over on MSNBC wanted to make sure you got the message that what Tim Walz is bringing to this ticket and bringing to our nation is the kind of masculinity that we all have to embrace.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to own masculinity in the most regressive, sort of misogynist way possible. J.D. Vance lecturing everybody on, what a family means, what it means to be a man. Donald Trump obviously has his own version of manhood.
I haven't done Bible reading, Dave.
As a man who
Stop that, bro.
Joyfully
No, I
embracing
did.
the role
I
as the
read from the
vice president, the woman, the nation's
might as well
first
be a
female
man's
president,
Bible.
is an
But
extraordinary thing. But
James
also to
Allen,
see his
as a
son
man thinking.
weeping for his father in a deeply tender and emotional way. And then the last thing I'll say, because I think this hasn't been talked about
Are
enough,
you in a
to see
shed?
Democrats champion men as voices
No,
on
Cindy, I'm at work.
choice.
I live at
As
work.
you saw yesterday, I believe, from Amanda Zarowski's husband, tonight
In
from
your
Tim
mom's
Walz.
pocketbook.
All right,
Nope.
I'm going to let you finish. There's plenty more to get to with them, but let's just pause for a moment and reflect on everything Alex Wagner said up until this point. First of all, they find it, critically important to
homeless,
not
Cindy.
just talk about Tim Walz's masculinity
at
as
work.
it obviously stands on its own for us all to behold. No, it has to be juxtaposed against that fake, fraudulent masculinity from the likes of J.D. Vance, a man who joined the Marine Corps, right?
I
out of
said,
high school, then pulled himself
Cindy
up out of
asked if I was in the
bootstraps,
shed. I
got
told her,
himself
no, I
out of
live at work. And then
undergraduate
Note said, where's your
Ohio
teeth? And I
State,
told her in her
thanks to
mom's
the
fucking
VA bill,
pocketbook.
and then ended up being a business tycoon, author, best-selling author, and Emmy nominated screenplay writer. Then
Dave,
the
I
senator
was,
from Iowa.
I didn't read the Bible, bro. Last week, I was reading, James Allen as a man thinking.
Children with no doubt or question about the actual means under which those children were conceived. Where Tim
I
Walz
just
still
hate when
doesn't
people
seem
get
quite sure
disrespectful,
how
yo.
that semen got to inseminate his wife's egg. But that's okay, because the real masculinity is embodied by Tim Walz. Also, the fact that he's supportive of reproductive freedom, and I just want to reiterate that any woman who is screaming on your television about abortion,
I live here,
that they
Cindy.
won't use the word abortion. that
So
they say
right now, I got all the
reproductive
lights shut
freedom
off
is
and all
lying to
that.
you, because by the time a woman goes to get an abortion, the reproductive act has already occurred. Reproduction is in the rearview mirror at that point. They have every right and every freedom there is to reproduce. What they're asking for is the freedom to kill the results of the reproductive act. So that's okay.
I pay my child support. I take care of my daughter. I make sure she gets what she needs.
To kill the baby that you have thought.
I clear, I make about $18 an hour. That's my, this is my spot. It's where I work at. I run this whole side. But he pays me $18 an hour, and that's what I'm having a problem with right now. That's why I'm working on getting Adkins fabrication up and together. I can't even afford to go get my mouth fixed. And my teeth were knocked out by the police for your information. Nope.
Democrats champion men as voices on reproductive choice. As you saw yesterday, I believe, from Amanda Zarowski's husband.
It's what it is. Gotta survive. Can't just give up.
Adopting right now, guys. She doesn't even know his name.
My stepkids,
His entire identity
I got
is
3
Amanda
stepkids,
Zarowski's
and their
husband.
father went into a motel
That's real
room.
masculinity. That's not.
There he is.
In fact, we're going to change the name of
TTX.
this show. It's no longer Larry. It's going to be
Good morning.
Meredith's husband. Because that's
I had to get rid of somebody already.
And I'm proud to be Meredith's husband. Don't get me wrong. And I'm sure Amanda Zarowski's husband is perfectly fine setting aside his identity in this public forum so that
Cindy,
he's merely identified.
I'm not getting paid
as
right now.
Amanda Zarowski's husband.
Work is closed right now.
But we're just scratching
I just
the
said I
surface
live
here
here.
on this brand new masculinity that all of us must now embrace.
I've been wondering where you've been at.
That Alex Wagner,
TX,
Joy
I've been
Reid,
wondering where you've been at.
Nicole Wallace and Rachel Maddow will find the track. Well, all right, maybe not Rachel. No, I'm not so sure.
I ain't giving it up, bro. You know what I mean?
And for that, all right, listen.
I ain't giving up. You know, I gotta stay strong, dude.
It takes 2 partners
There's
to
no
get
choice
pregnant.
in the matter.
And for way too long, this conversation has been relegated
That's why I
to
keep
women.
staying strong about this election, bro. I got children. I got daughters.
Okay, what we got to stop there?
I figured you was at school or something.
Carriers.
TX, I figured you
The
was busy,
carriers of
you know?
pregnant. I think the word you're looking for is
I'm glad to
mothers.
see that you're all right, though. Welcome back,
So
sir.
real masculinity is to rob women of their identity as mothers when they're pregnant. And
Right,
instead,
that's
we
what I'm
describe them
saying.
as
Like, I see at
carriers
the
of
ballot
the
box.
pregnancy. It takes 2 partners to make a baby, we're being told, by the
No doubt.
champions of masculinity. And here's the best part about MSNBC's perspective. Those 2 partners don't necessarily have to have a
I
man
told you, Cindy,
involved.
that's why you're
Both
you're
of the
welcome here.
partners
Please subscribe to the
involved
channel.
in
You're welcome here whenever you want. You hung in there tough.
A carrier can both be women.
Trump
So like
2024.
with fertility, you know, Tim Walz has either lied about the
All day
conception
long,
of his
Trump
children by claiming
2024.
that they were via in vitro fertilization, or he literally is unclear on the process that was involved in impregnating his wife, in inseminating his wife. He doesn't know. He assumed it was IVF, but who knows? You know, I don't know about you, but I intimately involved in the fertilization of the egg that produced my children. I know the specifics that were involved in that conception. And if for some reason I had fertility challenges and issues, and I had
Your
to
last name is
participate
Sanchez,
in
and you said
extraordinary
nah
means for the
democracy.
conception of my children, whether it's a fertility clinic that leads to, well, various different options, including in vitro fertilization, which is not an option I would choose, certainly. But if I have to go to those great lengths, I don't know about you guys,
Dang.
but I'm pretty plugged in on the process.
10 miles, TX.
I'm going to be pretty damn sure.
Whew, I ain't ran
know
that far in a
the
long
details
time, bro.
involved surrounding the insemination of my wife for the
Right,
procreation
and we
of my
couldn't be a
children.
democracy. Democracy is
So
an
people, you know,
arm
why-
of what?
Sure.
Marxism.
How the sperm got there? You know, they asked for some
Yeah,
of mine,
TX, it's been a long. I used to
that's all I
run
had to do.
a lot. I still enjoy
That's
jogging
the
in place a little
masculinity we're
bit.
celebrating, folks.
It's been a long time since I ran. I got
That's
bad
who Alex
knee now.
Wagner wants to hold up.
But I
That's
like
what
to
this
get out there and run.
And then Joy
I like
Reid
to
gets in
go
on the conversation. And again, guys,
go
if
hit
you're
the
looking for
trails
guidance
and do
on
some
how to be
running.
the best possible masculine man you can be. Look
I've been
no
working
further
on getting
than
back
the
into
advice
working
from
out a
Alex
little bit
Wagner
now.
And Joy Reid.
And it is, I think, way overdue
Yeah.
to have men express not only their sort of their stake in all this,
You almost feel
but
like
also
you're
their
floating
anguish.
when you're running.
And to have a football coach talk about the anguish of infertility, I think opens up a whole new conversation about the stakes at hand for
And by the way, and I love that you're saying that, because this is about modern masculinity.
Yes.
And in the Democratic Party,
Found out what was the
coach
drone
that
bird.
is saying that it's important for him as the football coach to be the faculty, partner for the LGBTQ
Gay
club,
Straight Alliance.
the Gay Straight
Oh,
Alliance.
man,
And he
TX,
said, that's
happy
something important
birthday.
for me to do because if a coach is doing it,
20,
it's going to have just a
21?
little more salient, right? And it's going to help kids not get bullied. I mean, what's really been fascinating is to
How old
watch
are
the
you,
men
TX?
of the Democratic Party model a kind of masculinity that is certainly 21st century masculinity.
Speaking of 21st century masculinity, how about that? How about that as well? Look at that lead. We got Senator Cory Booker. We're going to be, but the 21st century man himself, Senator.
So then they immediately pivot and say, speaking of 21st century masculinity, here's Cory Booker.
22, that's right. You said you was 21. I thought stuff. Yeah, I said 21 at first, and I'm like, wait a second. Let me see. It was 20 or 21, and then I was like, wait a minute, was it? Somebody just said they were 50 something, so I was a little confused.
Preferences and such. You remember that? Am I the only one? That wasn't a mistake what they did there. That's Troy Reed talking about how Tim Walz now models 21st.
Dave F. said that explains the 10 miles. No shit, right, Dave? I'm 47.
Tim Walz was an assistant.
10 miles is far.
On a high school football team. He went out of his way to be sure that he headed up the Gay Straight Alliance on campus with the young, minor boys, teenage boys.
Oh, man.
He was one of the assistant coaches on the football team. And in that capacity, he decided to create a gay-straight alliance involving teenage boys on his high school campus.
6 thumbs in the chat. Appreciate
Just
you guys,
delivering
man.
facts to you. Just want to make sure that you're clear on all the facts. And the masculinity that MSNBC is now holding up as the ideal. This is Tim Walz
Simple
and
girl
Kamala Harris
makes
still
me
have this.
exhausted
This will be
thinking
part of the
about it.
narrative that
LOL.
This is now how masculinity in America is to be defined. This is the idea. This is the goal. And by the way, if you're ever wondering if talking points are put out for people in the media to all sort of say the same thing, you've seen this over the last couple of weeks, right? That they all end up speaking from the same book, like their lines have been scripted for them. Notice how they're all talking about the joy.
I'm trying to read the last word it says, bro. Got bad eyes, but is that...
Electric. They're all saying electric, electric. Well, now after Tim Walz, it was all over MSNBC. Masculinity. Well, let's turn the channel if you're tired of that kind of conversation. Let's see what they're saying at
Calisthenics?
CNN.
What the hell does that say?
Surely they're not repeating the same thing.
But they are doing so in trying to put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there.
Have I heard of it? Yeah, of course I heard of it. Why?
Testosterone-related, gun coding.
I've been taking this says calisthenics.
Listen to Hulk Hogan and the kind of.
That's what it looks like to me. It's a little hard to read it though. My eyes are bad, yo.
In addition, understand that it's okay in 2024.
Getting worse anyway. They're not that bad, but they're getting worse. Some words are like they blend together depending on how it's sitting. I couldn't tell if it was C-A-L-I. I mean C-A-I-L-I-S.
You don't think talking points were shared?
T-H-E-N-I-C, but there's no I next to the L.
Or phone calls delivered to these people. Also, what is this phenomenon?
Yeah, bro.
Of having these middle-aged women sitting on camera telling me what masculinity is supposed to be about?
Bro, I've done almost 20 years in prison altogether.
Registering with
You think I ain't heard of calisthenics?
To be said about, if you want to be appealing to a woman, it's good to know what they find appealing. But masculinity, defining masculinity.
I did plenty of calisthenics and cardio. That's how I went from 350 pounds to 200 pounds.
Oh yes, please explain masculinity to me. Well, I guess that's sort of Jake Pepper's thing. All right, fine. So let's not watch CNN either. Let's just turn
That's
the
your
TV off
mandatory
altogether.
workout,
We'll turn on
man.
social media.
Calisthenics.
Surely over on X, they're having a different conversation. Here's Washahat Ali, a left-wing liberal hack analyst. And what is his tweet? Tim Walz shows American men, especially white men, that a better vision of manhood and masculinity exists, which is far
Dave
more
F,
loving,
absolutely,
successful,
bro.
decent, and appealing than the
I'm
toxic
hanging out for a little bit though, Dave.
cruelty
I ain't going nowhere right
of
now.
Trump and MAGA.
You walk a lot. Okay. Walking's good for you.
Wow, are you getting the message yet? Maybe we need to hit you in the face with this club a few more times. So the message
Dave, I started this cup at 8 o'clock.
Clearly Democrats
Still 3/4 of the way full because it's hot as shit.
And instead of to actually try to appeal to men with messages that will be receptive to men, instead they're trying to redefine masculinity and tell you what real
Simple girl, are you
masculinity is
leaving?
supposed to be about, and that your every instinct and the way that you've been raised, or frankly, what's inherent inside of you because of your genetic and psychological
Oh,
makeup,
gone. Everybody's
it couldn't
gone.
very well be an
Oh,
inherent
I have to wait for the next round.
and
TX, you still here?
creation, that it's all wrong. What you believe a man
Take
is
it
supposed
easy.
to be and what you feel in your heart
Simple
of
girl
hearts,
and Dave
what
F.
masculinity
Y'all take
is
it easy.
actually
I'll see you
supposed
later,
to
alright?
exhibit and how it's supposed to
I'm
be
running.
exhibited. Who's wrong?
I'm staying a
We
while. Okay.
reprogram you.
TX,
Tim Walz
we're gonna talk
is
about
what you're supposed to be. Tim Walz is real
Let me
masculinity.
see.
Tim Walz is the ideal. Tim Walz is what we're supposed to be holding up now as the ideal for masculinity. If you can redefine your terms and redefine the very idea of masculinity to be this, well then you don't have to worry about catering your message to appeal to men. You just change what men are supposed to be.
Don't come in here with a name.
And then that'll help you with your problem with men voting.
What?
Well, that's a heavy lift, and I don't think it's going to work.
This guy from the news
By the way,
that was
this isn't the
touching.
first time
Yo,
Joy Reid has gone there.
TX,
During the RNC
Grady
in
McPhee.
Milwaukee, and of course we'll remind you that MSNBC was
Time him out,
actually
yo.
literally in
Don't come in here
Milwaukee.
with that stupid shit, yo.
Even when they're presenting the news to you,
The hell is
they're
wrong
lying.
with you?
Not just reading their teleprompter and giving you falsehoods via their analysis, but no. They're pretending like they're in Milwaukee for the RNC, but they're sitting in a studio in New York. They just have it on a screen behind them.
Thank you, TX.
But when they were covering the Republican National Convention,
We ain't
Joy
doing
Reid
none of
went
that,
out
man.
of the way to talk about
We only
masculinity,
talk
specifically,
positivity
by the
in
way,
here or not at
white
all.
masculinity, which apparently is different than black masculinity.
Positivity
which is a
or
whole
not
new
at all.
basket of racism. I don't even want to try to look it up. But listen to her then.
I'm not up for that. We can debate back and forth about the election. Fine. You can talk about my teeth. Fuck you. It don't matter. But don't come in here talking that stupid stuff like that. I don't, TX. You know that. But you know, I don't feed into that type of negative. Did you see what he had? Something about a guy off the news channel that was touching little girls. He's got an article or something like. First of all, what are you trying to say? My mother was touched. Listen, wow. Those are one things I don't play with.
And then you have women who are willing to go along.
Yeah, I just don't do that, TX. You know? Hey, TX, you know who I haven't heard from in a couple of days? I haven't heard from Maddie in a couple of days.
Have a dominant position in society.
I made that video for her. I put it on my channel to get people to go over and subscribe to her channel. And I hope she made it to 50.
Guys, if you're looking for advice and guidance on how to be the best, most masculine man that you can be, is that where you want to get the advice from? Is this the woman you're tapping into, so to speak, and saying, "Hey, Joe, give me some guidance here, because I really want to be a masculine man. Could you please direct me?"
Be right back, TX.
On abortion, then they're going to have a gender gap problem because women are going to vote for Democrats, and it's true of single women. Actually, it's quite pronounced. But what they don't talk about is the male gender gap. Now, they're talking
Yo, you
about
fucking people. Sean Rowe, yo. Don't come in here with that bullshit, bro.
Trump and Vance
the fuck out of here.
dominating right now with men, whether they're single or married men.
You ain't never seen my name on
in
shit.
on the Republican ticket. And what they're really scared about,
I can promise you that.
Joy Reid there, and also from the other commentators, has to do with
Right.
black men.
Thank you, Travis.
Black men, more and more and more, are moving away from
You ain't
Harris.
just what I
Walz
seen.
ticket, and Tim Walz, the coach.
Where did you see it,
he
bro?
ain't helping that
Share the
in any
link.
way whatsoever. they're trying to attack JD Vance. And
Or stop being a little whore, bro. Don't come in here with that shit.
Go after some of the things that he
I don't
said,
play those games, bro. I got a mother that was raped and molested, bro. If you was in front of me, man, don't play with me like that, bro.
But then CNN did something very weird. I don't know if you caught it.
I'm telling you, don't play with me like that, bro. I'll start fucking around trying to find where you, bro.
And if the Tate's place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
did you see what I saw? That's, if you talk about toxic masculinity, who's the director in the booth for CNN who did that? That is one of the rudest, that's horrible. There's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Did you catch it? Here,
lady,
she says childless cat lady, and then somewhere in the control booth, the director said, go to camera 12. And he knew exactly who camera 12 was zoomed in on. This lady has a lawsuit. That is horrible. That's awful. That's toxic masculinity. Tim Walsh would never do that. No siree. That poor woman. I apologize on behalf of that man. And, by the way, tell Felix, Fluffy, and Banshee we said hi when you get home. And clean their litter box. It stinks. Thanks. I don't know, Kevin. That was the best way I could end that one. Are we okay with it?
I loved it.
Don't steal meds. Very good.
Last night, Chris Cuomo. Remember Chris Cuomo? Yeah, he's trying to.
I just didn't want to say it, but thank you for saying. Don't steal her meds then.
Interview with Tucker Carlson, which was actually rather enlightening.
Grandma won't fuck you up, won't?
Get it wrong. But he's got a prime time.
So I can say.
What's it called again?
Or
News
get
Nation.
tougher.
Yeah, News Nation. Sure, why not? So he's doing this News Nation thing, and he's broadcasting from the floor of the convention. And I got to hand it to him. He delivered a 3-minute monologue about the reality of the political parties and the system that we've got
Thank
right
you,
now in
TX.
America.
That's what I'm talking about. They share the link for fuck off.
Argue it here. I want you to hear it, and then we'll talk about it together. All right? Take a look.
A big theme here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging, and they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the 2 sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to you, okay? These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs and take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike, that's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get...
What news, bro? You're the third person that said that shit. What news, bro? What are y'all talking about? I don't even know what the fuck any of y'all are talking about, bro. You see that, TX? That's like the third person that said he looked like the guy on the news. What guy on the news?
Start at 500 grand. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are...
Bro, I ain't locked nobody up. My name's Peter Adkins. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've been right here, homeboy. I live in Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know what you all are talking about, bro. Y'all are weird. I don't watch no news anyway, bro, but what are y'all talking about? Locked a little girl up? See now...
And being told, yeah, we're going to break down.
Where at? Where'd you send the link at? I don't see no link.
500, 700, a million and a half to have those seats. They get hotel suites that are probably gifted to the party. And the same thing is true with the Republican side. And they're going to take them down. They're going to change how it is. They are looking down from on high at the people who make the difference in their communities. And that is the reality of politics. And I have my producer walk around and show you those suites. They're not all the same. They're not all the same. But the reality is, in 2000, they spent $300 million on presidential campaigns. 24 years later, you know what they're expected to spend? $10 billion. Do you know how much money Harris has raised in the last couple of weeks? Hundreds of millions. And that's success. A lot of it's small donor, a lot of it isn't. The most dangerous money in politics is now legal money because of Citizens United. You've got to know this. The idea that they can fight against it is almost laughable. It's almost laughable. So look and listen when you are told these things. Because I don't care what they promise you. Not here tonight, not at the RNC, not that Trump knows them, not that
I don't see no links nowhere.
The biggest fundraisers I've ever heard of in my life.
They ain't looking for me, bro.
Millions of dollars a plate. That's the reality of politics.
All right, so listen, and he's getting applauded for he's keeping it real and
Have a good day, Super Clown.
The reason they don't have a box at the Democrat National Convention is not because they can't afford it. It's not because of the way Chris Cuomo just said we're not going to play that game. No, it's because News Nation is a startup.
I'm not worried about that shit, bro. I just went and looked to see if there was anything about anything like that in there, TX, and there ain't shit about nothing like that. I just looked in the news, bro. I just went and looked in the news for myself to see if there was anything to do with a guy kidnapping a little girl or molesting a little girl and kidnapping the grandmother. I looked it up both ways, and there ain't nothing that popped up on my shit. So they're full of shit, bro. They're just trying to get a rise out of somebody. Don't time. You ain't got to time him out, bro. Let's hear what the little whore's got to say.
I don't buy this whole policy. Now listen, what he's saying is true in terms of money in politics. Absolutely. And we should get money out of politics. If you can come up with a good way out, I'd love to. But here's the problem in a free society. If you're free to make money and you're free to spend that money however you like, then yes, you're free to spend that money on politics, even if it means that you're doing it to hopefully influence the candidate of your choice. The solution is to have full transparency so you know exactly who's spending money on what, so the American people can then judge for themselves. Oh, okay, you want to vote for the Democrats? Well, that's money that's coming from labor unions and from people who want to kill babies.
I know, bro. He's just trying to get a rise out of somebody, bro. That's all it is.
From birth and all the way
I'm not hard pressed for their comments, but it's cool. Thank you, bro.
Democrat will say the solution is to get all the money.
What you do in school this week, TX?
Campaigns publicly financed, and they go, oh, really? Oh, so we're going to take all the money, so nobody can contribute, even labor unions? Oh, no. Labor unions are okay because that's money coming from people, not corporations. See, this is what it's getting, and this is who they are, and this is how they operate. Do you notice how nowhere in there, while he's standing on the floor at the DNC decrying all the big money in politics, does he go after teachers union and the government employees union? And
that's the thing, TX. I just went to see if I look like somebody on the TV. I know it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to see if I look like somebody on the TV or something like that, you know?
You're right, Chris. There's a lot of hypocrisy.
I didn't see anything, so.
You might want to watch News Nation on rerun to see the biggest hypocrite of them all. All right.
I got YouTube on too.
Oprah Winfrey is the biggest hypocrite of them all. Oprah Winfrey.
You want them to meet your parents, nothing special.
Who has her own
understandable.
multi-million-dollar mega influential media corporation that she created. She stands on that stage trying to act like a populist and a voice of the people while wearing, what are we guessing, a $10,000 suit? And boy, look at that rock on that finger. That's a hell of a
all
ring.
Oprah is, a liar.
And her entire message to you, this is a woman who was born and raised lower or middle class in the
Democrats should be proud of themselves. They had Bill Clinton, a child molester and a rapist, talk on stage.
To become one of the most, if not the most influential media figures.
Revolver. Why you ask that, bro? Like,
well over $1 billion.
Why you ask that?
And what was her message to the American people last night?
Bedford Forest, of those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters. I've seen racism.
Why you ask me that, TX?
Sexism, and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times I've been on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, that's her message to you. This country sucks. This country,
but a revolver, pistols jam.
To achieve
revolvers
the
don't
highest
jam.
level of achievement that our nation has to offer.
The only difference with a
As a
revolver and a
black
pistol, you gotta
woman,
load a revolver more than you do a pistol.
my message to you is this country is racist and it's sexist and there's income inequality, and I've had to deal with it. Income inequality. Oh, honey, how much do you make for a speech? How much do you make on your TV shows, even when they're failures? How much do you make sure you carved out for yourself? Income inequality? Income inequality.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
just
I'd like
making
to talk
sure.
to her about some income inequality.
Yeah, I'd rather have a revolver
Make
and
no
a
mistake,
jam.
there is a
But,
lot of money on display at the Democratic National Convention. There's
If I had
a
to,
lot
you
of
know, have a choice in the two, that would be the first. Would be a revolver.
There's a lot of power coming from corporations, and they're wielding
But
it.
a pistol
they're
does
flexing
come
it,
in handy
and
because
they're
if you
using
take care
to
of it properly,
influence every
it
single
shouldn't jam
politician
either.
on stage at the Democratic
But they
National
are known to
Convention.
jam.
The only thing
I don't know revolvers to jam
is that
very
the
often.
people delivering you the messages about all of that greed and all of that corporate corruption, the last people you should be hearing from about it are people like Chris Cuomo and Oprah. We have said it before and we will say it again. At CNN right now, there actually is a reason to tune in if you see that Scott Jennings is on the panel. Scott Jennings, this channel might end up being some kind of Scott Jennings Stan account because he, every single time he appears on a panel discussion, he is a happy warrior with a conservative message, and he cuts right to his colleagues on these discussions and tells them the truth that is denied to the CNN viewers from every other incredibly well-paid analyst and anchor sitting at the very same desk. And last night was no exception. After 3 nights of Democrat National Convention propaganda, where we, by the way, heard
I like
nothing
Smith
about
and Wesson.
foreign policy so far from anyone up on that stage, and hardly anything really
Colt.
about domestic policy. Scott Jennings finally had enough, and he told the truth.
Nobody tonight said a damn thing. They want you to vote for a ticket based on absolutely no concrete idea about what they would do once they get in office. You said he got more progressive when he got elected governor. So you're saying every time he gets another office, he gets more and more progressive. I think that's exactly what would happen. Tonight you did hear people say, well, we may not agree with them on everything, but at least it'll be joyful if they tax us into oblivion. I think the idea that you could run an entire presidential campaign based on the idea of vote for me to find out what's in it.
Wait a minute. America, your candidate has done that his entire political career. I mean, Donald Trump does not talk about any policy issue.
I want to pause here for a minute because he's got a great reply to this. Did you notice the count here? And I just want to be clear. Anderson Cooper is the host of the show. He's the anchor of the show. He's supposed to be the serious journalist. This is CNN for a while. And then he's got David Axelrod, right, who was the campaign manager for Barack Obama. He's got Van Jones, who was part of the Obama campaign. He was the climate czar.
Have I ever
shamed into resigning his
hunting?
position because it turned out he was the 9/11 truther. Oh yeah, that's true. Look at it. And I have to
Once
get
or
this
twice.
woman started. She's also a liberal commentator. So it's 3-1
long
already,
time, though.
just in terms of the analysts. And then the first person to rebut Scott Jennings is not one of the 3
I miss it,
liberals that they
TS. I
hired
used to
be
love going
analysts
camping,
and
hunting,
give their
fishing,
opinion. It's
all
the
of that. I
anchor
loved
who
it.
just can't help himself.
I can't find
But
nobody
to
that wants to
jump
do it
in
anymore, and I
start
live in the
arguing
city.
with his guests. I mean, listen, I'm a host of a show, and I've got my opinions.
Bro, I don't care about no news article, bro. Say what you want to say. It's not me, bro. It don't matter what I look like. I don't care about what I
CNN
look
still
like.
tries to pretend that they're unbiased, and here he is, debating with his guests, which is remarkable. I mean, Anderson, dude, you've got 3 people there to do it for you. But that's fine. Let's
Send
watch
it.
it unfold here.
Where's it at?
Okay, yeah, he's going to
Keep
lower
saying you're gonna
inflation.
send
He's gonna
something, don't
eliminate
never send
inflation.
nothing.
Excuse me, that on day
Just
one.
looking for a
he's
conversation,
gonna
champ,
take
that's
away
all.
Obamacare on day 1. I mean,
He's gonna be tougher on immigration.
your argument, I understand your argument, but it doesn't, given the candidate who you are backing, it rings a little hollow because there is no flesh on the bone of any.
First of all, I'm the only person here that's signed up to work for candidates, okay? Like, I work for CNN, I'm here to analyze the news, that's number one. Number two, I think what they are telegraphing to the American people is, we know if we told you what we were gonna do, it would be monumentally unpopular.
That's exactly right. And Anderson Cooper is incredibly disingenuous here about this this false attack on Donald Trump. Because if you go to the Trump website right now, you'll see a list of 40 bullet points and items of their policy positions of what they will do when they get there. To say that there's no meat on the bones. You don't need meat on the bones. When you're running for your second term, I was president 4 years ago. I know how to do it because I did it then. Remember how things were? I'll go back to where we were, honestly. And meanwhile, you go to Kamala Harris's website right now, there's still no policy positions. Why? Because as soon as she actually hammers one home, as Scott Jennings just said, it's incredibly unpopular. The one thing she's come out with is the price controls and Marxism that she announced last week. Have you noticed something about the polls right now? They haven't budged in like 2 weeks. She's in the middle of her convention right now, and she's getting nothing out of this. If anything, the more you hear about Kamala Harris and what she would do as president, God forbid, and the more you see of Kamala Harris and her mannerisms and her way of speaking and her God-forbid laughter, the less you like her. That's why they're protecting her. That's why they're not saying anything about what they would do. That said, when Tim Walz took the stage yesterday, rather than talk about what he intends to do as president, Scott Jennings is correct. What instead he did was attack Donald Trump, attack J.D. Vance, attack conservatism, lie about conservatism, and try to set himself apart as some sort of, good old folksy dude who's just like your Uncle Joe. You know, the Uncle Joe who started the Gay-Straight Alliance at high school to make sure the teenage boys had a safe space to be gay. Yeah, that Uncle Joe. Well, in his attempt to attack J.D. Vance, he said a very peculiar thing.
I had 24 kids in my high school class, and none of them went to Yale.
It's this new attack on J.D. Vance because he went to Yale. Now, of course, even in this attack, they're lying or at least misrepresenting the facts.
And he wears
J.D.
makeup.
Vance, after high school, joined the Marine Corps and served in Iraq while there was combat in Iraq.
No, babe, I didn't go to church today, but I do read every week about God.
And then when he came home, he utilized the GI Bill and got his undergrad degree at the Ohio State University. Then after he graduated from the Ohio State University, he then went on to graduate school at Yale. But he makes it sound like, he does so much straight to Yale.
TXX motorcycles are cool. I got a fab shop, so I like to build one.
Business, he then returned home.
I like to build a bike, like a chopper or something.
People who come from, rural parts of the country.
I don't know what I want to do down here, bro. I got so much I want to do, and I had no way to do none of it.
With their elite degrees, and never to return back to their home and actually
I got to get a Patreon following somehow.
That wealth of experience back to your home rural town and try to help the people you left behind. He actually did that, J.D. Vance did. And eloquently told their story to a nation. It made a difference in how we see people from Appalachia. And once again, Scott Jennings at CNN,
I don't go to church though.
Bizarre new talking point that the Democrats seem to be celebrating, that they're going to go after somebody who
best trade to get into.
Good question. Got an Ivy League degree.
Welding.
Something he does that is so weird to me.
Make really good money at welding. Dude.
On J.D. Vance for going
Another one is electrical.
I don't understand this. I heard Walz proclaim.
And if you're a person that pays attention to detail, electrical is really good to get into.
He spends a fair amount of time.
What's up, true American?
He grew up poor and got an education, worked hard to get an education and rise above his station in life. And he has used it as a punchline on the campaign
What's that,
trail.
welding?
I don't understand what he's
It's
trying
bad
to
for
do.
your eyes you're talking
Every
about?
small town poor kid out there saying, if you choose to work hard to go to an Ivy League school, you somehow abandon your hometown.
I don't think speaking of one of those small
No,
things,
it can be bad for your eyes, but they actually got shields that you wear, and they're censored, so you can see what you're doing, and then when you hit the trigger, it cuts it off to where you can't see the arc. The arc is what messes your eyes up, TX. But electrical, now welding is the one you make the best money in. You do underwater welding, you don't really ever have to work. You can work one or 2 days a week and make more than what most people make in a week. Let me try to say that again because I confused myself. You can work 1 or 2 days a week and make just as much, if not more, than a person that works every day in the week. 7 days.
You're in some way a sellout, or you've abandoned your
do underwater welding,
and you should be condemned.
But they make shields to protect your eyes.
Especially coming from the Democrats. Our friend Phil Wegman, Capitol Hill reporter.
Everything's dangerous, TX. It's only as dangerous as you make it.
He pointed this out last night. He's in Chicago covering the race, and he put together this list. At the same time, Tim Walz is on stage.
That's why it's worth so much money. Trucking gets good money, but a lot of truckers do it. And look at what they're trying to do with trucking right now. They're trying to turn it. If the Democrats get in office, all trucks going electric. They're going to be electric trucks, and they're trying to figure out a way to get it to where they have no drivers on the truck.
Alex McGill Johnson, Princeton and Yale.
So that's what your trade's going to be. You're going to end up losing your trade.
Honorary degree from Princeton and Harvard. Stevie Wonder, honorary degree from Yale.
But they're going to do it that way because the last time what did truckers do when they didn't get their way? They protested, which cut the line of transportation off. Transports off. Exports and all that. They ain't going to let that happen again. They're going to make sure they ain't got to rely on that. So the trains are going to turn into electric, and they're not going to be driven by men, and so are the trucks. We want to see.
So take it away, Scott. I think the Democrats want people to vote for her based on a vibe or an attitude and not really think all that hard about what it would mean to implement the kind of policy agenda that she has mostly stood for in her career. And Anderson, there may not
it scares me that the Democrats get in office, bro. It really scares me if Kamala Harris gets in office, bro. Because everything she said she stood for. I can respect her. If when they questioned her and they said, "Do you stand for this?" and she after saying it out of her own mouth, if she'd have said yes, I could have been alright. But then, when she was asked, "Do you stand for this?" No. Then they show her a video of her saying it, and she's like, "Well, that's how I used to feel." What? How did you change so quick?
Sing a song for a second while I do this.
Oh, you changed so that way we give you the vote, and then you're going to go back and implement all this shit on us without us fucking knowing it. You're going to steal our lives from us. You're already stealing our money.
Jim on YouTube says, thanks, Larry.
You bet, Jim. You're welcome. Thanks for watching on YouTube.
Aside from welding and electric, well, that's what okay, so
but now it's not.
That's what I do for a hobby is machining and that's another good one, engineering.
Let's see. Robert Note already on
Pipe fitter is alright, but it's hard work, bro. And I don't know if he already copping out of welding. That's hard work. But engineering, lathes and milling machines and stuff like that, being a machinist. That's a good one. That's my passion.
I was just going to say, circling back to when
that's my passion. I love it. I taught myself it.
Stuff policy. Captain Beefheart on Rumble reminds us that he did a whole 2-hour.
You guys are in here and you like the channel and you want to stick around, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. There's already 8 thumbs up in the chat. If you go in the description, There's a
All right,
link
let
for
me
the
figure out
Cash
where
App.
it
You can
was.
support the channel that way. I don't have
This whole joyful
the
thing.
super
bringing
chat
the
yet.
joy,
I'm
they've
not
got
about
more joy.
above
It's such a
the
construct. And it's so phony and it's so
CNC
fake and it's so
machining,
fraudulent,
exactly,
and
or
everybody can
manual
see through
machining.
it.
I got a manual lathe
Here's a clip
and a
of
manual
Kamala
milling
Harris
machine.
on the Ellen show.
I like the
Remember
manual
Ellen?
side of it. I
Talk
like
about
being
fake and
involved in
phony
it.
and
The
fraudulent
CNC,
joy.
I'm
Ellen would
learning,
always,
but I got a
she's
laser
so
engraver
fun.
at
She's so happy.
CNC.
She's everybody friend. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Ellen
So,
was like a
yeah,
terror. She was
absolutely.
terrorizing her
What is
entire
CNC?
staff.
It's
But back in
computer
2019
numerical
or
control
2018, I think,
machining.
when Kamala Harris was
So
contemplating
what they
a run
used
for
to
the
do
White
by
House,
hand, now they
she
use a
came on
computer
Ellen
and
DeGeneres,
it drives the
and here was
machine
the
to do
message she
things
had
that we
back
couldn't
home.
necessarily. Well, we could do it, right? But it took longer. And with the computer now, it takes a minimum of the time, and it can, the machine can do things that we never thought it could do.
And I was like, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I don't
No,
like that
Trump
feeling.
doesn't.
I don't think any of us do. And
Trump
let's
does
just
not
go
bow
into
down to
2018
Israel.
and be joyful warriors. I like that term, joyful warriors. Yeah.
It was a construct, man. The whole thing, it's been scripted. This whole thing has been scripted.
Trump said that the war is going to be over, period, when he gets in office. He's killing all them
wars.
wars.
Takes their memos and their talking points. They say, "Oh, sure, they're bringing the joy. It's all about joy, joyful, joyful." They're actually trying to tell you to be joyful while you have to pay $8 a pound for a hamburger. Because as long as you feel joyful about Kamala Harris in her pantsuit dancing around on stage, and well, Tim Walz in his pantsuit dancing around on stage, then I guess everything's going to be just fine. But none of it is. And it's all fraudulent to keep you from actually seeing what they stand for and what they intend to do should they, God forbid, win this election.
That's the crazy
last
part.
thing they want to do is talk about what they're going to do. Scott Jennings, by the way, had one more great drop.
Well, they've always been one of our greatest allies. That's,
again,
I mean,
in this same session,
Israel
with
and
this same
England
panel,
have been our two greatest
he
allies
points out the
for
obvious
very
fact
since
that the
World War
left,
II,
the liberals,
since we started NATO.
Anderson Cooper
They ride with us
refuses
on
to acknowledge.
anything. We ride with them on
In all
anything.
these speeches, as good as they were,
Now, I'm not saying that
is that
Israel's right,
she's in the
and
White
I'm not
House
saying
right
that Trump is going to be the greatest of presidents.
Democrats
He's
have
going to be the
controlled
greatest
White House
president we
for
ever
12 of the
had.
last
I ain't even going to
16
say
years.
that.
For all of the talk
However,
about
I'm going to say
division,
this.
problems in the country,
All right,
people
hear me
reverting.
out.
Democrats have mostly controlled this country.
Nah, not really.
Trump had it before.
Not really. Canada
Obama
has not
and
really
Biden
been our greatest
had
ally.
it for the rest of the time, and somehow it's still all Trump's fault, and somehow she hasn't been at the center of it. So
England
to me,
has always been our number one
that's still the
ally.
glaring hole in this campaign that hasn't yet been solved at the convention. How do you explain all of the problems that will be solved by the person who is currently in there for the last 3.5 years, who is supposed to already be working on solving it?
Look, that's right. They are the incumbents. They are running on 4 more years. This is, in fact, I would keep calling it the Biden-Harris administration because that's what they called it at the beginning. But in reality, this is the Harris-Biden administration because
That's
we know
right.
that Joe Biden is incapacitated.
He's been
We
incapacitated.
know that was who's really running the White House, who's really making the decisions. Well, the fact that Kamala Harris is now effortlessly, without a single vote, stepped into the role of being the incumbent and taking his nomination from him, we are only wise to assume that she is in fact running this White House. This is not the Biden-Harris administration. This is the Harris-Biden administration. But just watch tonight when she gives her speech, she's going to act like she's going to promise all of these great new things if you only elect her and put her in the White House, when she literally has an office in the White House.
Right now.
And it took Scott Jennings on CNN to actually deliver those facts to the viewers, because otherwise they would have no idea. Scott Jennings, we tip our hat. We salute you. Keep up the good work. And by the way, right now is the time to hold out for an increase in your contract.
That's what blows me,
I'm telling you, brother.
You keep talking about what you
If you got an agent,
Why not
you
do
don't.
it now? You already got
Sign me up.
all
I'll
this in
only
the
take
White House.
5%, not 10%. Because you got it, baby. Right now, you let CNN know that you demand a brand new contract because you right now are indispensable for that network. And between you and me, they know it. We're free career advice from Scott Jennings. Do you think they'll take it?
Maybe.
Yesterday, we told you about how the Bureau of Labor Statistics underreported job creation in... Sorry, let me do that again. Yesterday, we told you how the Bureau of Labor Statistics actually overshot their numbers on unemployment projections for the course of an entire year. From April 2023 through March of 2024, for 12 whole months, they overreported.
GX, I didn't see your message. Where'd it go?
In this country. You know how we can see these job reports?
Unrestricted, bro. Why do you keep restricting your messages, dude? I'm gonna take that power from you to keep it up, boy.
Economy have been saying, what the hell are they talking about? And every time you would say, oh,
see me shaking my finger?
Joe Biden is already today we're the
Not
strongest
playing.
economy in the world. We've had record job growth, and everyone's like, that's not reality. Well,
Spotless. Wash, where'd you go, bro? I mean, I was having that conversation. What did you say, TX? I didn't see it.
Donald Trump giving his
It's important that I see your message, bro, so I can react to you. I didn't see what you said.
Talk about this, and you'll see he had bulletproof glass now erected and set up around him because I don't know about you, but seeing that bulletproof glass just brought me right back to that moment in Butler, Pennsylvania, when all of our
trying to get people to donate to the channel, TX.
But I'm glad he's able to do.
I want to get these machine models, man, and a lot of things, but I want to get this channel going.
If the candidate wants to do outdoor rallies, it's the Secret Service's job to protect them and make it happen. And they figured it out, so that's good.
No. I know you were saying my bad for taking the message back, but what was the message you took back?
We've been living under, thanks to the Department of Labor and their fraudulent reporting. Take a look.
Before we begin, I want to address the massive scandal around the revised job numbers that were just announced this morning, a little while ago.
Did y'all hear about that?
I came up, I got to see them.
The fake job numbers.
Revision. It's a total lie.
The Harris and Biden administration
There's never been any revision like this. They wanted it to come out after the election, but somehow it got leaked. It got leaked. Government leaks do. The Harris-Biden administration has been caught fraudulently manipulating job statistics to hide the true extent of the economic ruin that they've inflicted on America. The new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that the administration padded the numbers with an extra, listen to this one, 818,000 jobs that don't exist. So they said they existed, and they never did exist. They built them up so that they could say what a wonderful job they're doing. No, we've never had numbers like this.
Yeah, and let me add to that too, by the way. Because yes, this is a one-time correction, the biggest one in over 15 years.
I think Canadians
the Bureau has
had little hidden hate for Americans. I agree.
Here's what makes it even worse. Over the course of these last 12 months,
I love my Canadian people. It's not the Canadians, it's the government of Canada. You got a lot of French in Canada.
So they
Canada.
Even
wronger. The French have always hated us. They might stand by our side, but they don't like it.
Every month and every quarter, the Bureau says, yeah, we're going to
wanted America for
revise
themselves.
down the number we gave you 2 months ago.
During the
So
revolution.
over the course of this same window, April of 23 to March of 24, and going off the top of my head as I always do, I believe the Bureau of Labor Statistics has already downgraded their reporting by about 500,000. And now in one fell swoop, they add another 818,000. So we're talking about 1.3 million misreported jobs over the course of that year. And you heard Trump talk about how they were hoping to hold this until after the election. It got leaked.
You have little suggestions for who?
Now that Biden's gone, I think they gave the green light to go ahead and put the real numbers out because Kamala is trying to run against the current economy and pretend like she has nothing to do with it. And Kamala is trying to put forth all of these economic initiatives because even Kamala Harris realizes that the Joe Biden messaging that this is the strongest economy on the planet. Remember that clip of Peter Doocy last week asking Biden, what are you going to do when Kamala Harris tries to distance herself from your economic policies? And Biden's like, she won't do that. She won't do that. Well, this gives her an excuse. We were under the misconception that the economy was better than it was. We thought that there was another 3 million jobs that weren't there. Clearly, things aren't quite as rosy, but here's my plan to fix it. And you can't blame me. That's what they're going to try to do here. I think that's why this is. I think this is part of Kamala Harris trying, because she can't, it's unsustainable.
That's
for her to stand up in
crazy.
front of you and say everything's fine.
Ronald
Everything
Reagan.
is fine. In fact, it's never been better.
I like that.
She
Reagan.
has got to run against this economy.
Y'all don't get to vote in Puerto Rico, bro? They did take y'all's right to vote away. That's what they're talking about doing. If the Democrats get in office this time, we're going to lose our rights. We're going to lose a lot of rights, bro.
Talking about the fraudulent reporting from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and about the missing 818,000 jobs. Over on ABC News, when they began their coverage of the convention, they hosted the Secretary.
Yeah, but my problem with that GTTX is,
in their box.
I mean,
as they were reporting.
I'll answer questions,
Secretary of Commerce,
but
Gina Raimondo, I believe her name is, if I remember right.
yeah, of course I'm comfortable with that. That don't bother me. I ain't got nothing to hide. I spent plenty of years in there, bro. I got plenty of war stories for that. But
and then
I mean, what good does that? That's the problem. Anything that's no good gets views. You know what I mean? Like, what positivity comes out of hearing about prison? What that is that's people that's interested in something that have never done it themselves, right? And are terrified to do it themselves. So they get that I don't know, gratification or understanding from someone else's experience. I'll be right back. In fact, I shouldn't have brought y'all down here. I should have let y'all up there with the TV. Hey, look at that bike, man. Let me show y'all something. Here's something that I'm working on now, right? I just put a video out of this last night. I got the rims for it outside. That's old. It's a Sears and Roebuck. Right? Original Sears and Roebuck. The Free Spirit 3-speed coaster. Look at this. Got pinstriping on it. Look, you can see it was hand pinstriped too. You see the wave in it? The mistake in it? You can see it right there. The shaky hand. I want to repaint this whole thing, right? Get all that re-chromed right here. Get these re-chromed. Handlebars re-chromed, right? And, yeah, I want to put it up for sale. Well, that's why I say on here, GTTX. If you notice that, what's it say? Let's talk about it, right? Look, I'd like to turn that into a motorcycle, bro. Like, you know, the little putt-putt motorcycle, like, put an engine, a motor on it. Yeah. Oh, I forgot my thing. Let me clip this. So, yeah, and you know, put a motor on it, bro, to where it'll drive itself. You could do that on this bike. Look at all that open area right there. Put a motor right in there, boom, and link it back. The rims. I'm telling you, bro. That would be a good idea for this bike too. Turn it into a motorcycle. Yeah, electric bike as well. There's room there to put the electric cells there too, bro. There's a lot of room in that area. You know what I mean? This area right here. That's where you would put a motor or whatever. You could put the electric cells right up there. Or right across there. I like motors, bro. I like engines. You know what I mean? Engines are more reliable than electric.
Secretary of Commerce. Now, to be fair, the Bureau of Labor Statistics is under
way more reliable than electric.
They're like next door to each other.
Think about that. All you got to do with a motor, right, is keep a motor oiled. That's it. It's all you got to do with a motor is keep it oiled. Then you put fuel in it, it'll go. Electric, cells blow up, they die, all of that. God, I gotta get my... I hate seeing myself sometimes, yo. That pisses me off so bad when stupid people talk. I'll be right back, TX.
It was 12 hours since the Bureau of Labor Statistics had revised down their numbers by 818,000, and she's sitting there at ABC News doing a media appearance, and she was clueless about it. Absolutely clueless about it. And her instinct, this is the best part of all of it. She was uninformed, she was uneducated, she was clueless, but her initial instinctive answer is, Trump's a liar. Trump's lying. When in fact, the truth is she's ignorant. Back over to CNN, where Keith Urban's doing a great job, actually, along with Scott Jennings, speaking truth to power. And he brought home exactly how devastating this jobs number is.
And today we got, listen, the economy had a terrible jobs report today, right? The downward estimate alone, close to 1 million jobs that weren't created.
Hey, TX, I'm back. Hey, listen, honestly, we could do that, though. Kick it off. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. I don't mind.
2021.
We can start, and you're right, it does draw in a lot of views. So, if you want to do that, we can do it.
So the economy isn't great, and people
if we do it right,
and we're going to
and you're my partner in it,
and then people are going to pay their
I'll look out.
So it's going to be tough.
All right, I'm sorry, David Urban, by the way. Keith Urban happens to be my literary agent, and I'll have a book coming.
Something to think about.
No,
I got a couple
David
other
Urban,
channels too, TX.
Is the one who did that. So let's keep pulling on this, right? Because
not just Adkins fabrication
coverage that you're getting right now during the Democratic National Convention is quite possibly the worst I've ever seen, and I've been an observer of the news and political media for decades now. But the kind of lies and deceit and gaslighting and propaganda, it has never been as bad as I've seen. And the perfect
I said, yeah, we could talk about that, bro.
That's right. The network that you pay for,
and if we convert it right,
taxpayer subsidized journalism. You're about to say, Judy.
Oh, really? That must have been the internet. Anyway, what I was saying is that we could change it to that. We could talk about that, right? If you kick it off if we build it the way it should be built and get the views we need, then yeah, I'll look out for you. No problem at all. Yeah, prison stuff.
Or the possibility of there being a negotiated ceasefire or peace deal at some time during this election. And she's
ask the questions you want to know. People will follow up behind you. But if you start it off, somebody will follow up.
Somehow they were able to negotiate a peace deal. And then she said,
I did, altogether, I did over 20 years in the penal system, in the Maryland penal system.
The reporting is that former President Trump is
I started when I was 16.
The Prime Minister of Israel urging him not to cut a deal right now because it's believed that would help the Harris campaign. So
my last one was 6 years, 6 months, 12 days. With parole, I did 10 years to the door.
Or not. But I have to think that the Harris campaign would like for President Biden to do what presidents do, which is work on that one.
All right. Now, this is disgusting. And before we get into all the details, let me just tell you outright, that's a lie. Everything that Judy Woodruff just told you about Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu having a conversation where Trump is urging Netanyahu to not negotiate a peace deal for political purposes here in America, absolute fabrication. Total 100% lie. And the panel of analysts there, including conservative David Brooks from the New York Times,
you've asked me questions before, TX.
Nobody pushed back. Nobody said, whoa, where are you getting that from?
They were good, interesting questions.
Because no one had seen that anywhere. Because it was invented by Judy Woodruff. But no one said anything. Because she's Judy Woodruff, damn it. And she's not going to say something like that unless it's sourced and real and legitimate. She's the godmother of DC political journalism, after all. Now, listen to it one more time because there's a bit of a tell here that she knows herself that this is an unfounded report. Listen.
I'm working with Netanyahu. The reporting is that former President Trump is on the phone with the Prime Minister of Israel, urging him not to cut a deal right now.
Let me pause there for a second. You heard her couch it. She said, the reporting is...
When I first started going to prison...
The reporting is. That's a fascinating turn of phrase. We'll unplug that in a moment, but I'll let her continue now.
Because it's believed that would help the Harris campaign. So
it's like the early 90s.
Where that, I don't know, who knows whether that will come about.
Really had no choice but to fight at city jail.
She said, Trump is on the phone with Netanyahu.
You better get a knife when you go in prison. When you go to city jail is worse than prison.
And then she says,
if you can make it through city jail, you can make it through any of the penal systems.
Who knows if that will come about? What was she gonna say? Because I don't know where and who knows are two different
The next hardest prison system was NCIJ.
I don't know where
out that
she was about to say, I don't know where that reporting's coming from.
What was that?
I don't know where people came up with that. I don't know where that's right. And then she stopped herself. Watch it.
I forget what they call it.
I don't know
but
where
yeah,
that, I don't know, who knows whether that will come about or not.
You see what I'm saying?
I've been in knife fights.
So that's all a lie.
Lock and sock. Bang!
Before we expand more on Judy Woodruff actually coming clean and explaining that this was not true. Do you notice something?
See that right here?
The premise of the lie is that Donald Trump, first of all, is meddling in foreign
affairs,
Logan Act violation, and having a phone call with a foreign leader trying to get in the way of a negotiated peace deal because it would harm him politically. Now, of course, they're trying to invoke this.
See no evil.
Completely.
Hear no evil.
Speculated on lies.
Speak
that
no
Donald
evil.
Trump stopped the border deal from being made, even though it would have never passed the House and the Senate. But Trump got in the way of that because it was going to help Biden. Now that's a lie too. But they're trying to invoke this thing that Trump gets in the way of things because he's just trying to help himself.
I've seen it before, bro.
Number one.
I used to watch.
Okay,
so Gangland on
Netanyahu would rather have the war continue. People die.
History Channel. It started out on History Channel.
They would rather have that.
I used to watch that. Lockdown 23-1. That was on Travel Channel, I think it was.
From what Judy Woodruff is lying. Okay. But number three.
No, I get it.
No one else is
I get it. I get it. I'm saying, like, you're trying to figure out, help me to get the best channel, the most views. You're working on helping me out. I understand what you're doing, and I'm with that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm listening to your ideas. I'm trying to work with your idea. And since you're in here, if you're talking to me and you ask me a question, what was the prison like fight? What was a prison fight like? Have you ever been in a knife fight? Explain it to me. Right? You asking me something like that, and then I go into my detail, other people are going to be drawing in. They're going to ask questions also, so then you're not really going to have to keep asking questions. It's going to trigger off on that. You understand what I'm saying? But I need somebody to kick it off. What am I?
That's exactly what the Harris campaign wants.
It's weird.
Or a peace negotiated because it'll help them politically.
Yeah, I got no problem with it, bro. Just all you gotta do is just strike a conversation with me. What interests you about prison? Like, what is it about it that interests you? And from there, ask the questions that interest you about it, and I'll answer your questions.
Totally based on a law.
And there we go.
Now,
I've been in riots. 2 of them. I got 2 riots. I got 2 riot charges under my belt. Inciting a riot.
What you just saw is what she said on international television, actually, on PBS, falsely claiming that reporting says Netanyahu and Trump had this.
It's not a bad idea.
She then took to the X platform, not on television. She hasn't said a damn thing about this on television, where everyone saw the lie. No. So millions of people see the lie.
So like do some shorts.
Allowed to stay.
Nah, 5 minutes long.
And
That's
then,
longer than shorts. Shorts is 60
24 hours
seconds
later,
or
she
30
goes to the
seconds.
social
Okay.
media
5-minute
platform,
videos.
and she
That's not a bad idea.
clarifies. Don't you think she should retract it live on television, like every half hour that she's on the air? So it has equal time?
That's true.
We'll just put something on X. All right,
That's
so she goes
true.
and she says, I want to clarify.
I've had the hardest time getting 1,000 followers, and I'm still not monetized yet.
As I said, this was
Cup
not
of
a
tea. I knew what you meant. But I'm still not even monetized yet. I still got to get my public watch hours up, or
that both sides denied it. This was a mistake, and I
my
apologize
shorts
for
views.
it. I want to say that one
gotta get
little
them.
mini itty bitty.
I'm getting there though, but I'm not there yet.
Because he actually used the words apologize.
I need to get this thing
Usually,
monetized, man.
People come out there when they clarify their remarks, and they never actually say, I'm
Yeah,
sorry or
I've been
I
doing this for
apologize.
3
But
years,
then they
bro. I've
declare,
had this
well,
channel,
they apologize.
Atkins
Some didn't
Fabrication.
actually apologize.
The
They
other 2
clarified.
channels I got
They
are
put
also
out an
dealing with
excuse
something
and an explanation.
fabrication,
But here in
right?
this
Like,
case, Mr. Woodruff actually used the words I apologize, which is, frankly, commendable.
the Machinist
But
Corner.
she claims
I'm working on doing a live podcast like this, but where we talk about machining, and I'm like, you can barely get anybody in these damn things, you know what I mean?
Hold on a second here, honey. You didn't report
I
that they had
remember.
a phone call.
Hi.
You reported
Hello.
something very specific about that phone call.
So yeah, you're right about that, TX. I mean,
on the phone with the Prime Minister.
it's taken a lot of work to get this far.
Cut a deal right now.
I'm grateful that you guys come here and chat and all that. I had that one girl one night TX man out of nowhere, right? Some dude asked me, he's like, bro, when you get the super chat? And I told him, I said, bro, I'm trying to get my views up. I was like, but I got Cash App and all that. And she came back in and she was like, check your Cash App. And I was like, damn, it made me feel what it felt like. You know what I mean? Like, I always wonder, I see all these channels and they got all these Patreon members. And I mean, it's like a freaking Rolodex, bro. Of names, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, how did they get all these supporters?
Because he was afraid it was going to help Kamala Harris's campaign.
Yeah,
but
you're
I
right.
didn't report that
You're
they
right,
both
and ain't
denied
nothing
it.
spiced up about machining unless you're losing a finger or something.
So let's go to the reporting. Axios, she says? Okay, here's Axios. Netanyahu's office denies call with Trump about the Gaza hostage ceasefire deal. Oh, that seems like the Axios reporting she's talking about. Well, what is the Axios report? I'm going to read this report to you. And you're smart. You're plugged in. You're aware. You get it. You're much smarter than Judy Woodruff's PBS audience is. So after I'm done reading this report, I want you to point out to us in the comments section what's missing. What did Judy Woodruff report to her audience that was
Damn, we're having some ideas on that now, TX. I'm thinking.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said in a
5-minute
statement Thursday that he
videos.
does not speak with former President Donald Trump on Wednesday to discuss the Gaza hostage and ceasefire deal. A crucial round of negotiations with senior U.S., Qatari, Egyptian, and Israeli officials is set to take place in Doha on Thursday to try to close the remaining gaps between Israel and Hamas. Axios earlier reported that Trump spoke on the phone with Netanyahu on Wednesday and discussed the Gaza
I gotta
hostage
get a camera
and
there,
ceasefire
TX.
deal, citing 2 U.S. sources who were briefed on the call.
Yeah.
White House Press Secretary
Yeah,
John
I'm gonna
Kerry
write
said
down-
in a
I'm gonna
briefing
make
on
some,
Wednesday with reporters that it is critical to reach a deal in order to release the hostages,
some
bring
skits.
the Palestinians in Gaza,
That's what I'm
and
gonna do, is
decrease
make
regional
some
tensions.
skits.
There are 115
Yeah.
hostages being held by
I got a
Hamas in
couple
Gaza,
of ideas
where nearly
now, like,
39,900 Palestinians have been killed according to local health
You know,
ministry.
when a
By
lot
the
of
way,
new dudes
that's
walk
far
in the
from
prison
numbers.
system,
Health
first thing they
ministry
do
is
is
a
they,
propaganda
hey
arm
shorty, what
of
kind,
Hamas.
what size shoes are
They
they?
don't identify. Oh, local health ministry.
You always get
That's
the weak
Hamas.
dude like,
But
they're
we'll set that aside
7 or they're 8.
Driving the news. One source
But then you
said
get
Trump's
that one
calls
thoroughbred
intended
that'd be
to
like,
encourage Netanyahu to
they're
take the
your
deal.
size, shorty,
This
come and get
president
them.
didn't know if this is indeed what the former president told Netanyahu.
You know what I mean?
Did you catch it? Did you see it? Did you hear it? Did you? I'll wait for the comments to come in. And while we wait, let's once again remind you of what Judy Woodruff told her PBS audience on Monday.
I'm telling you, bro, that I need to get a mic and a camera, bro. And I need a computer. You got any old ones from school or whatever that you might be able to send my way, man? Help, I would appreciate that, bro. That's what I need. I need to get it. So I got somebody right now that's on Facebook, and they got 50 Dell, Windows 11, i7, the Intel 7 Pentium.
To encourage Netanyahu to take the deal, but stressed he didn't know if this is indeed what the former president told him.
You're going to fight your first day. May not be the biggest guy. It depends on who you are. Some guys go for the biggest guy.
Political reporters here in Washington,
but you're going to fight your first day. That's for sure.
Goes on PBS and blithers about how
somebody's going to try you to see where you're at.
Called Netanyahu and said, "Don't take any ceasefire deal."
And usually it's just a tactic to see where you're at. Like if you let them walk off with your shit, they're going to walk off with your shit.
And sexually assaulted.
But if they come in there to lean up on you like, yo, where are shoes at, shorty? Yo, you got anything? You got what else you got, yo? And you just let them go through it. Yeah, they're going to take your shit. You're a bitch.
On X, Judy Woodruff said,
but if they come in there like, hey, shorty, where's them shoes at?
I didn't see that both
they're right here on my feet, but you can take them off anytime you're ready to.
Sorry about that, and then we can all
when I'm dead.
When in fact, the real, actual report claims
that's what they want to hear. Because then they're going to try you. They're going to walk in the cell to see if you really stand up and ready to bull.
The exact opposite.
And if you're ready to, 9 times out of 10, that's just them checking to see where your heart's at.
Still the dean, political reporter in Washington, D.C.
Most of the time, you get a fight because you pushed it a little too far.
On PBS every single night of the convention. She'll be there tonight, making a very nice, tidy paycheck that you help subsidize with your tax dollars. And that's
called foxing out. Foxing somebody out.
In Washington, D.C. But I'm glad you come here for your news and your analysis. You're smarter for it, and we're happier for it. And we appreciate it very much. We ain't going to do what Judy Woodruff did. I assure you of that. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Ricky D. Upchurch gave us the other 99 cents we were looking for. So now we've got our 20 bucks from Mr. Ricky, you're too good, and you're too funny. Thank you so much for that. And Roxy Loyola, is that a real name? Roxy Loyola with a nice 10 bucks as well.
See, that's awesome. You see what I'm saying?
Chats, but we surely appreciate them very much, and they keep us very happy, and it allows us to know that you appreciate what we do here, and you're helping keep it all going. If you'd like to do one more thing to help it, it's not going to cost you a thin dime or a penny for that.
That's what I ask people. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button.
Share it. If your friend's seen this whole thing about Judy Woodruff and the PBS, if you've seen the stuff about tin walls and masculinity, you're not seeing this reported anywhere else in the way that we do it. And that's why sharing this video wherever you can, it means a lot to us and it keeps us going. So thank you very much for it. We'll be back tomorrow. Are we back tomorrow with a roundtable, Kevin? I forgot our schedule.
Yes, sir. We are.
The roundtable. We'll be back tomorrow.
We get something over here right quick.
My name's Larry O'Connor. You can call me Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Means a lot to us, and it keeps us going. So thank you very much for it. We'll be back tomorrow. Are we back tomorrow with a roundtable, Kevin? I forgot our schedule.
Yes, sir. We are.
The roundtable. We'll be back.
me the Yentas are irrelevant without telling me they're irrelevant.
Alright, this is the CNN absolutely humiliating Anna Navarro and The View at the DNC.
You're not important enough to be featured on our dump of a network.
So yeah, but I'm trying to get into the political thing. I want that button.
Amongst lonely women and amongst those suffering.
You see that, GTTX? TX, you see it? That's what I want, that silver YouTube button.
The beauties on The View are superstars.
Hey.
I know it's hard to believe, but
You don't get none 4,000, you just get a little sticker or something.
They're influential. The Whoopi Cushion, she actually believes that people are willing to travel thousands of miles to experience the toxic winds of her boodle breeze. So I'm hosting. She believes that people need to experience.
They do got way too much competition, bro. You're right about that. And you're I'm gonna have to stay in here for a while, way after election, to even get to that point.
Worst pretenders in the business.
So,
but to hell with the somewhat known Yentas.
I want to do a podcast, bro.
Today, we are talking about one of
I'm ready to do some man on the streets, walk up on people and talk to them.
I have been telling you guys for years that there are a couple of panelists on The View who are completely unknown to mainstream America. Even though they are on
That's one thing I can get good views with in politics. If I walk up to people in Baltimore, Maryland, and talk to them about politics. Not a lot of that. I ain't seen a lot of that on TV. And there's a lot of political views in Baltimore, Maryland.
You might think you're
a lot of political views from the right to the left, communism, socialism, a lot.
We don't give a damn about your anonymous ads. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTLA4. How many of you guys have ever heard of Andy Navarro? Anyone? No one's heard of Anonymous Anna? That's okay. That's okay. I mean, her cousins, they don't even realize that they're related. Propagandists on The View. According to media, Andrea is one of the Donald Trump.
It's got good competition, but you ain't got a lot of people from Baltimore talking.
Excuse me?
Okay, I'll see you in a minute, TX.
What?
What?
Did you just refer to one of the ladies on The View as a Republican?
Oh, no.
I have been covering this show for 3 years. I have yet to see a Republican voice on The View unless they were a guest. And in that case, the guest often gets overshadowed by the cloud of toxic mouth farts combined with the boodle breeze from the Whoopi Cushion. Calling Anna Navarro a Republican, that's like calling Sean Hannity Miss America. Everyone knows that dog will hunt. Sunday, Anna Navarro made an exciting announcement to the 2 million bots that follow her on Twitter. The so-called Republican who recently posted a selfie with the caption, "I love John Biden." The so-called Republican announced that she would be hosting the DNC on Tuesday night. Watch for yourself.
I'm going to be the host of night 2 of the DNC. Every night the DNC is going to have a different host. Night 2, when Doug Emhoff and the Obama speak, it'll be me. And I can't tell you how much.
Why does it look like your husband might slap the shit out of her?
For me to have the chance to stand on that stage and help my girl Kamala make history and become the Democratic nominee. It's just such a mind-blowing moment.
I'm sure Anna was excited when she received her invitation. But my name is Anna. It doesn't matter what your name is. Well, that's okay. I'm so excited. Finally, someone noticed me. I'm going to be a big star. I'm going to celebrate now with my emotional support toad. See you Tuesday. Yippee! I'm sure Ann Navarro thought they were going to invite her as a host of the DNC, and she was going to be the Republican voice against the Trumper. I would also assume that she thought people would be dumb enough to bite into that shit sandwich.
But there was just one problem for Ann Navarro, one small problem. No one knew she was invited. No one knew she was the host. Hell, I would imagine that outside of her immediate family and Todd, her emotional support toad, no one knew that Ann Navarro was even there last night. At one point during the convention, CNN and the other networks, they cut to Milwaukee where Cackle and Cam was attempting to wake up a half with their uncontrollable laughter. The constant gift the snores from what the media claimed was coming from someone in the front row. But my inside sources, they tell me those snores, they were actually coming from Timmy Walls, who fell asleep as Cam was attempting to explain capitalistic price controls, which the rest of us refer to as communism. As Cam was sedating the audience, I guess CNN noticed a drastic decline in viewers. Oh shit, people are changing the channel. We need to shift to someone more entertaining. Yeah, CNN, they decided to cut back to the convention in Chicago where Ann Navarro was patiently waiting for her time in the spotlight. As CNN returned to the convention, the announcer, he was introducing Ann to the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, the DNC is proud to introduce our host for the evening, Andrea Cesaro. The arena was so silent, you could hear the faucets leaking in the gender-neutral bathroom. Once again, CNN.
80 y'all, how y'all doing?
They had to make an immediate decision to get the camera off anonymous Ann and onto someone that their audience might recognize, which at the Cemetery News Network, that's an impossible task because they don't have any stars. But to their credit, CNN made their best attempt to feature someone that people recognize. At the same time, they completely humiliated Anna Navarro, taking one possibly only moment in the national spotlight. Watch for yourself.
Please welcome TV personality, loud and proud Latina, Anna Navarro.
Anna Navarro.
All right, it's an exciting time here for the delegates in the United Center. Caitlin Collins is on the floor. Caitlin?
Yeah, Jake, I am with Governor Gavin Newsom, who, of course, was the last one to go to put California over the top with Vice President Harris.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Judging by the actions, the behaviors of CNN, they think Caitlin Collins, Katie Woo, they think the Rue is a bigger star than Anna Navarro. The Rue? The same Rue who is tanking ratings in their primetime dump? The same Rue who has failed to draw an audience in morning television, failed to draw an audience in prime time, and was kicked out of the White House? CNN thought an interview with Gavin Newsom, a fellow colleague of Katie in the category of huge embarrassing failure, and the current governor of the People's Republic of California. CNN thought that interview was more important than Ann's one opportunity in the spotlight? To make matters worse, Ann Navarro, she is a woke welfare collector at CNN. She's on the payroll. Her current job title is contributor. Now, what does she contribute?
Shit.
Well, besides toxic mouth farts, nothing. CNN, they refuse to feature one of their own people on their own network. As soon as Anna Navarro was done speaking, which lasted around 5 painful minutes, as soon as she was done, Chucky Schumer, he was seen making his way on stage doing his best impersonation of the dancing queen, Jackie Mahomes. Chucky was on stage doing the shuffle, he was doing the twist. At one point, he even broke out the mashed potato and he started eating it. Chucky Schumer, he wants you to know he's in touch with pop culture.
I just hit my balls, yo. That hurt.
You know, it might be 1960s pop culture, but Chuck, he has his finger on the pulse of the youth in America from the 1960s. As soon as Anna Navarro walked off stage and Chucky was seen dancing towards the podium, CNN, they immediately cut back to it. How much more irrelevant can you be? Your own pretend friends in the media, your own employer, refuses to feature your big moment on their own network. I will say night 2 of the DNC, it wasn't nearly as disastrous as night 1. Things seemed to be a bit more organized. The peaceful protesters, they did their part by protesting into the prime time hours instead of going home early. According to the latest Rasmussen poll, after the debacle Monday night and after more economic policies were released by Cam Harris,
I don't trust none of them polls right now. They're all
surged to
lying.
a 10-point lead in the polls. Now, going into the convention,
All right, I believe now.
they had the
I don't
Trumper
believe
up
none
by
of them
2
right now.
points. Basically, it was dead even. Now, he's up by 10. Now, I expect that number to decline at least temporarily because the Obamas, they did Cam a big favor last night by speaking at the convention. Not so much Michelle, but Barack Obama. I thought he was phenomenal. No, I didn't believe anything he said, but that doesn't make him any less effective to those naive enough to believe him. Obama is one of, if not the best public speaker of this generation. When it comes to speaking in public, no one can touch Obama and Bill Clinton. Obama has this way of criticizing the Trumper where it almost feels lighthearted, but it's effective at the same time. And he has this way of doing it where it also feels presidential. It doesn't feel elementary. Do I think his speech last night has any impact on the election in November? Absolutely not. It'll impact the polls for 24, maybe 48 hours. It might give Cam a slight bump, but Trump, he will regain whatever lead he lost.
President improvised weapons.
Mainstream media, they are trying to portray the Trumper as sad. They are claiming that he
Make a razor out of a toothbrush.
Cam Harris.
You need a razor blade though, out of a shaving razor. But you can't heat the razor blade itself up, because if you do, you take the temper out of it, which dulls the blade.
Politics, but I will give them credit.
It instantly dulls the blade, so you don't heat the blade itself up. You heat the plastic up. When you get the plastic heated up, you put the blade down in it. Because that's not hot enough to mess it up. But if you put that layer on that blade, it takes the temper right out of it.
Trump no longer wants to run for president. He's sad. Donald Trump is doing exactly what Donald Trump needs to be doing. I'm going to give Trump credit here. It seems like he finally understands what he needs to do to win this election.
You make him out
You
of
don't
whole
need to
thread,
make headlines. You don't
flag
need to make
steel.
fun of Cam Harris. All you have to do is nothing. Let Cam and Timmy Walls marry themselves. This country might be divided on a lot of issues, but
she cannot hide from the fact that 3 years she did everything that's been done in there. She can't hide from that.
Trump offers both, while Cam Harris offers neither. It's as simple as that. But give me your thoughts. Anonymous Anna from The View gets humiliated by CNN, and she's on the payroll. They yanked her off the air to show
Shanks,
Gabby Newsom
you make
a
them out of
painfully
everything.
boring interview to the painfully boring Katie Rubin. Also, what did you think of Obama's speech last night? Do you think it helps Cam Harris? I think it will temporarily, maybe for a day or two, maybe even the rest of the week. But overall, I don't think it has.
That was my last
impact on the
cigarette.
election. What about
This
you?
is my
Sound off in
cigarette.
the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, baby. What do y'all think about
Hey everyone, Lady
RFK
Kelly.
endorsing?
Welcome to this weekend special
And I got a
episode.
bad habit
Today,
of
we are
smoking a
bringing
lot.
you my full
TX, I gotta
conversation this
calm
week
down and smoke a
with my pal
cigarette.
Tucker Carlson.
I
We
gotta
got
quit.
into some very important topics like
That's what I gotta
RFKJ and Trump potentially joining forces,
That
and
is
whether
a fact.
Tucker played a
Thank
role
you.
in making that connection,
Oh.
and whether Tim Walz is creepy.
We're observing
And I want
that.
to tell you that I am joining Tucker on his live tour next month. I would love to see you all. He and I are going to travel to Kansas City, Missouri, together on September 12th at the T-Mobile Center, Kansas City, Missouri, okay? Buy tickets now at tuckercarlson.com/events and see yours truly and Tucker there on September 12th. Enjoy, and I'll see you later. The reports are that you and Don Jr. and maybe one other have been working behind the scenes to convince RFK-J that there's no path forward for him in this particular race, which is, whether you tried that or not, that appears to be the case, and that he should drop out and endorse Donald Trump and potentially get a role in his administration. He has announced that he's going to be making an announcement on Friday, and when asked about this, he just refused to confirm or deny for now, but did say, I'm not going to say anything about Donald Trump when asked to condemn some of Trump's comments on climate change. So what would you like to say about these reports?
Well, I mean, I definitely didn't broker anything. That's not my role in life. I'm not good at that. I would never, I just wouldn't do it, you know, go to Bobby and say, you know, you can get this, and go to Trump and say, you should do that. I mean, you know, my only role just in general is knowing a lot of people, liking a lot of people. I always like to connect people just in general. You know, you should meet so-and-so. You know, so that,
Man,
but
it's
I am
awesome.
not a
Tucker
political
Carlson,
actor,
awesome.
I'm not good at it. I
You
don't
still
really
there,
understand
TX?
politics. Most of my political predictions are wrong. You know, I stay at 35,000 feet, which is the only place I'm comfortable or confident. And the second, you know, I've been lured into saying, oh, this race in this state is going to go that way, I get humiliated.
You see what you said?
So no, I didn't.
Why don't
I
you
didn't
share
broker
your
anything.
community?
I know them both well, and I really like Bobby Kennedy. I always have. I don't agree with him on everything, obviously, but I like his spirit, which is inquisitive, pretty honest, I would say.
So you
actually,
need like
for
do a
politician,
post and
very
all that
honest, brave.
before going live?
I have a lot of the. I share a lot of the concerns he's articulated about health and the environment. I really care about the environment.
Is that what you said? Is that what you mean, TX?
Caused. I disagree on that. I think that's ridiculous, actually.
That's a pretty good idea. I usually share. I usually share a post while. Yeah.
And the soil.
That's what I was thinking. I usually do a post because I share this to like Instagram when I first signed on, and I usually share a post also on YouTube, but I didn't do it this time. But you're right, I should do that before.
Bobby Kennedy had the best time ever.
I will do that from
and
now on.
And I'm a sportsman. I love hunting and fishing, and so does he. So we have just a lot in common personally.
And next time, that's what we'll
That's the
do.
basis of our friendship and my affection for him. On the political question, I've already said I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I really don't. But this is my one insight, which I do think is true, is I have no idea if he does endorse Trump, and these are two big personalities, so I'll kind of believe it when I see it. But if that happens tomorrow, I think it'll help Trump, probably. I don't really know, but I know for a fact that Bobby running third party would hurt Trump, because there is a big overlap in their voters, and it's not on all the issues. They disagree on a bunch of issues, but anyone who thinks the current system is corrupt is not voting for Kamala Harris, because she is, of course, the physical embodiment of corruption. And so you're voting for Bobby Kennedy or Donald Trump. That's the bottom line.
Thank you.
And so I think if he stayed in the race, it would definitely hurt Trump. That's my analysis, for what it's worth.
There's a New York Post report out today.
All right,
that
so
2 days ago, I guess.
that's a good idea.
Talking
And
about
I'm not against you on
where-
that. My
how Bobby
question
Kennedy
is this.
affecting this race between Harris and Trump, and it's very telling. They're looking at
What
some,
should we
some
make
recent
the title?
polling and saying that, take Arizona, Trump leads Kamala Harris by 1 point in Arizona, and Bobby Kennedy there taking 5%. So I mean, important enough that he could definitely sway that race. In Michigan,
Yes.
Showing Trump, it's basically tied, 45 to 44. Kennedy drawing 4%.
Are we doing the prison thing
of the
next
vote.
time?
Nevada, another nail biter.
The next time
Saying
we
Trump
do it,
leads
is that
Harris
what we're
there,
doing?
43 to 42, 6%.
If we are,
behind Bobby Kennedy. North
then your job
Carolina,
is to think of some questions.
47 to 44 in Trump's favor, 2% backing RFK.
Okay.
So it
Got
is
it, bro.
really interesting
When do you
how
want to do
tight
it?
it is.
Tomorrow,
Pennsylvania,
Tuesday,
Harris
later
leads Trump by
today?
2 points.
When do you want to
And
do it?
Wisconsin, she leads him by 4 points. Kennedy's at 4% and 3% respectively. So this guy, he may not have the votes that he had maybe 6 months ago when he was polling more like 11%, but he truly could swing this election if the people getting ready to vote for him did what he asked them to do and voted for, let's say in this case, Trump.
Yes, I think that's right. And there's a whole kind of demographic in this country that's meaningful in numbers, and it's non-liberal nature people, kind of old-fashioned hippie types. They're not all into neoliberalism, actually. A lot of them still believe in civil liberties. They appreciate nature. They don't want to see it despoiled with chemicals. They don't think Monsanto's like a great company necessarily.
That's right.
And they look at Kamala Harris, and who's not even a real person. I mean, it could be anybody. But they look at that machine financed by the banks and pharma, and they think to themselves,
George
"No, I
Soros
don't
and
really
everybody
agree with
else.
these people." And they maybe look at Trump and they're like, who's that guy? He's weird. I don't like him either. But there are a lot of like right-wing hippies, actually, particularly in rural areas. They have guns.
I'll take care of the videos. That's not a problem. I got you on that.
So I think those are all potential Trump voters. There are some style problems that turn them off to Trump. But
I just gotta think of something catchy. And then here's another problem I have, TX. Another problem I have is the programs to actually make the videos, dude. Like, you gotta have good programs to actually make the videos. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna work with what I got, like I always have, bro. I'm gonna make it happen. So what do I do? Like, just tell my story, yo? Right. Yeah. You're absolutely right, TX. That's the camera's fine for now to do the trick. I don't like that it starts to clog my phone up, bro. You know what I mean? All the videos, all the stuff, it just clogs your phone up. So that's why I want to get a camera. It's not the fact of the quality of the phone or anything, but the phone uses Wi-Fi. So when the Wi-Fi is not good, the video quality is not good, right? With a camera, the video quality is always going to be what it's supposed to be, and then you transfer from the chip to the computer, and then you do you know, download it onto the computer. Once you download it onto the computer, you put it into the program that you're running. Canva. I use UCut, and you know, you put it into there, and then you run it. But you're right. The problem with this is, with the phone, is you got to find a special mic for it because of the connector. Right. You're right about that. You're absolutely right. You've got to work with what we got. You're right. That's what I've been working with, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I've been established now for, I got 1,000 some odd subscribers on my channel, bro, and I got over 600 and some videos, dude. It's just a matter of switching over now. I guess I'm looking, I'm gonna have to make another channel, bro. I had to get rid of one of them that I got and make one. I mean, I can make another one. just for that. I can have 4 or 5 channels. Well, here's the thing, right? So, alright. Let me show you what I got real quick, bro. And I got these with the phone. So I got the new Galaxy S, what is it, 24? They're probably on 25 now. And I got a tripod, but I left it down at the shop. And I don't have no money to get on the bus to get down there, bro. So I can't get down there right now. I'm busted. I had to pay $350 for my phone bill. Because when they transported the phone, the damn phone got broke. And of course it got put on me. I didn't take no pictures of it before I put it in the box, so UPS won't honor, what you call it. So, I got these. Samsung. Alright, you see them? I'm just trying to make sure you see the outside. And then I got the other one in it right now. Yeah, I gotta get one of them for sure. Is that a little better? Can you hear me a little better now? Alright, everything's up. That little sunbugger came out too. Little jumping spider. Them little jumping spiders came out of my strap in my book bag. Okay. Well, I'm just making sure, like, how far away from the phone can I get and you can still hear me good? Like, so I'll set the phone down right here real quick, right? All right, and I can't set it down like that. The bottom's got to be out. So if I set it down like that, I'm gonna walk away from the phone, right? So I'm 4 feet away from the phone. Can you still hear me good? Okay, cool. So then I know when I'm shooting videos, I gotta wear both my earbuds. It's better for the mic, I guess. I'll make sure I keep that in mind. All right, so I guess now I gotta get creative and come up with something. I gotta come up with a thumbnail to do this. I got Canva, and I still got it right now. I don't know if they stole the $15 from me this week. Bro, they all took my money this week. Let's see if I can't get a couple dollars from my boss tomorrow when he comes in, and I'll get down the shop and get that tripod, bring it back up here. I know it'll give me like $10. That'll be enough. I'll go down there for a while, catch the bus down there, go to see Lily and take a shower and all that. Stop by and see my daughter. can't even go take a shower, bro. That's crazy, ain't it? It's a killer, yo. That's why I tell my boss, yo, you gotta come on, man. Hey, he's gotta give me a raise or something, bro. This YouTube shit's gotta kick off, man. Something's gotta give. I've been hurting for so long, yo, and like, nah, man. And I don't even use, bro. That's what's crazy. It's like, yo, I feel like I'm still using. I'm still stuck in that situation. It's like, I don't understand it, yo. I just don't understand. I don't do nothing outside what normal people do, bro. I mean, there's no reason, bro. Like, it's just ridiculous. And the crazy part is, yo, I'm loyal as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, my boss goes home every day at 1:30 because of me, bro. Because of me. I'm still here working. When them guys are in the motel room at 1, 2 o'clock, when they're out of town, I'm still in the warehouse working. 5 o'clock when everybody's eating dinner, I'm still in the warehouse working. This shit's gotta give, bro. So the way I figure it, XT, is I'm gonna give your idea a try, because maybe your idea will work. 'Cause mine's not. It's getting there. And I'm not going to give up on it. It's my passion. I love machining. But you're right. I'm going to have to make another channel and do some skits. I got to do something to make this monetize. Hey, XT, how can I get in touch with you off of here, bro? You want me to give you my phone number or something? Or or email or whatever? That way we can shoot ideas back and forth. I mean, we can't keep live on for 24 hours a day to shoot ideas back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But we going to a thing. Communicate and you know, see what's up. I do got Instagram. What is my Instagram? Let me get a pen real quick so that I can flop off here real fast, and I'll write my Instagram down real quick. That way you got it.
Who should be at home? Born in a small town, served his country, taught kids, coached football, took care of his neighbors. He knows who he is. And he knows
goddamn wire bomb. Alright. Give me 1 second, TX.